Welcome to Tuber Chat. Whether you're working on your first 1,000, 2,000, or even 10,000 subscribers and beyond, you've come to the right place. We're going to introduce you to some of the most influential content creators that can help to get your channel moving beyond your first 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. The very first channel that we're looking at today is It's Me Alec, and this is a very enthusiastic creator who's been a friend for a very long time. I meant to talk about their channel at the end of the last stream, and I did the same thing both times the last two streams, where I put the last channel up on the screen and then I did my exit and that was it, but I didn't actually talk about their content. It's Me Alec, like I said, has been a friend of many years. They post a lot of random content, sometimes celebrity shoutouts, sometimes reviews, almost like a mukbang video. You see one there. They've got a new video here from a few days ago. I'm going to put that into a special playlist I have. We call it my catch-up list, and it's a fun name for a playlist that I use to keep or get caught up with creators. It's Me Alec has some shorts over here as well, and some of these have really started to move, 1,400, 1,500, and then live streams on the channel. This is what It's Me Alec does most often. A lot of live streams, sometimes just the creator themselves, often with a StreamYard full of panels. But the other thing about It's Me Alec is they have a ton of other channels over here. So they've got, I can't remember if it's 11 channels or 14 channels. Most of them are featured here at the top of their homepage, so you'll be able to find them there. They have been active on a couple of the others. So I hope everybody will connect with It's Me Alec, and they're a silver member here as well and have been for a long time, which means we see their channel every single day in those slides that run at the beginning, middle, and end of every live stream, whether or not they're here. Even though they're here with us most of the time. I think they've been making almost every stream lately. Now, I certainly don't expect that from anybody. I appreciate every moment everybody can spend. I'm sure we all appreciate every moment our friends spend with us on our channels. But It's Me Alec has been making frequent appearances. I caught a live stream yesterday from PK Adventure Travels, and I'll talk about that in a moment. That's Ryan and Mel. And I got to remember to talk about the coaching from the sidelines. That was one of the funnier moments in the stream. But Ryan and Mel do a great job. Melinda, when we look at their channel, they're travel agents. We'll talk about their content in a moment. I got quite a few names on the wheel that you see on the left-hand side of the screen there, and that is where we place channel names or handles from the chat. And over the course of the next 3 hours, I'll get to as many channels as I can. We'll spin the wheel. We'll put channels up one at a time. And members and moderators are always added to that wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. And then over the course of the stream, I'll keep track of how active everybody has been in conversation. And I will occasionally add names to the wheel from our chat list. So already I've got Scratch and PPA and Just Jason Keto. They're both beloved and dedicated moderators here. So is Michael's Adventures. He's also in the chat. He'll have a premiere right after Tuber Chat, actually, in 3 hours from now. Rushing Wind Mountain and Butler Family Farm are both dear friends. They've been with us for several years. Elfish Tanks is here. Crafting Enthusiast is in the house. Chocolate Drop is a longtime friend as well. I know they're working on watch hours right now, so they'll be talking about swapping playlists and things like that in the chat. Hollow6448 is here. Bright Creation LLC is in the house, and I see K-Dog's Kennel. Thank you for the highlighted milestone message, by the way. Anybody who saw that fly through the chat, those are a free bonus for anybody who's a paid member on any channel where they are enabled. And they're really cool because they fly through the chat like a super chat, but they're colored green for the members and they're free. So you get one of those every month on a channel where you are a member. So thank you everybody for the reminders on the shares and the thumbs up and all of those things as well. They really do help here as much as anywhere. You Learn with Robert is going to be added to the wheel. Sarah Presswood's in the house. Simply Debbie Sue is here. Mariana Latrinia is in the house. The Nichols 13 and Broke But Bountifully Blessed Carol are both here. Andre Southgate brings a prize fighting channel. And then JGP Jr. is in the house. They've got a new background on their channel, or a new banner, I'm assuming is what they're talking about. Ryan Parker Studios is a second channel actually from PK Adventure Travels. You see that in the chat, and it's complimentary content over there. And hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to saying hello to everyone. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description, you'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. And I want to take a second just to thank everybody. Something happened on the last live stream that I did not realize until I was setting up literally moments ago. What I do is I use a system called Streamlabs. And this is very similar to OBS. I use the desktop application for streaming. But in the background, anybody can hook this up on their channel. They've got this thing they call a loyalty system. And what happens here is they just assign points to people in the chat for the interactivity and time that they're spending. It's not just the time. But this is what I use every stream to help me keep track of who's been here. And I have kept track of every single stream since number 1 over 5.5 years ago, if you can imagine that. I'm not kidding, 906 times. What I noticed though is when I was copying those out, what I do is I just copy them out of the list that you saw there into a spreadsheet after every stream or before the next one. And I save those. So I literally have 906 spreadsheets as of today. But I noticed that we had what might have been a record live stream on Saturday. We had 120 channels come through here in that 3-hour period. And I double checked to make sure I was not wrong. I know it was busy on Saturday, like we're always busy, and I appreciate that. But thank you everybody, because we did our stream at a different time, and boy, is that overwhelming. So great to know that we're still strong, solid, and growing. Gail's Health Journey is in the house. Good to see you here. And then, oh, JGP, we don't do any links here. We rarely do links in the chat. And one of the reasons why is because we want to search, find, and click on each other's channels. Like you see me do in the chat. Like I'll put PK Adventure Travels there, even though it's the handle. Search and click. The reason why is because when you think about dozens of other creators, or maybe eventually hundreds of other creators searching for your channel, finding it and clicking it, you can imagine what that's going to do for the algorithm or recommendation engine. Stefan Wire, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I know it might be Stephen Wire. If you want to correct me if I'm wrong, I'll assume it's Stefan Wire for now. A Simple Happy Life is here. Oki's Eden is in the house. I think I'm missing activity in the chat too. Yeah, Oki's Eden, thank you very much for a super chat. They've done that a million times before. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. I'm just going to get their channel ready to go. We'll look at that next, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel shortly like we usually do. And then, hopefully, again, I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Yeah, we're literally on episode 906 today. Living My Best Life is in the house. Good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. And PK Adventure Travels I've got on the screen. And I mentioned Ryan and Melinda. These creators, I was taken away with their channel right away, as soon as they started coming into the Tuber Chat family. And the reason why is because, first of all, they have a great back and forth between the two creators, but they do a really great and thorough job of bringing us things like room tours and ship tours. They take us on other types of travel and things like that as well. But it's like literally all meat and potatoes. They're very detailed, and it comes from the perspective of travel agents. So they're very informative videos, let's just say. They've got much more. They do RV camping. They take us with them wherever they go. They give us tours of the RV and help us make our camping life or glamping life a little more comfortable. And then as well, Ryan's got a series on here of a lot of newsworthy content, which will give us lessons about travel, not just cruising, that we can all learn from. If you're planning any kind of serious travel, you might want to have a look at his series, because he talks about things we wouldn't be thinking about, things like passport mistakes and, you know, lots of other travel tips that can help us avoid disaster, those rare edge cases where somebody makes the news for something disastrous that's happened. We don't want it to be us, right? And then I'm going to grab their latest video over here. They're posting frequently. I'm going to put this into that special playlist, my catch-up playlist, I call it. We see that they've got shorts over here as well. These have gotten now into 11,000, 12,000, and they've got a newer one at 29,000, which is great to see. And then live streams. They're live every Thursday at 7:30 Eastern, and you'll notice I'm setting notifications here for those live streams. We do that for premieres as well. We set notifications for everything we see, even though we have the notification bell on for the channel, to give us the best chance of catching each other's content and to send a signal of interest into the YouTube algorithm. You can imagine, again, dozens, maybe hundreds of creators doing that for you is really going to help. They're monetized, lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. And I'll show you the other channel here. Ryan's done something great. I talk about this often. I don't recommend that anybody start more than one channel. It takes a lot of serious thought, and I don't want to discourage anybody, but I don't want to encourage anybody either. But if you have more than one channel, what can be a great help is featuring that second channel on the home page, featuring both channels on each other's homepage, if that makes any sense. And YouTube gives us a lot of tools to do this in your customized tab in your YouTube studio. So this lets everybody find it easily, and you'll be surprised how many people will find you or follow you on both channels when they know you've got more than one. I think they've got new graphics here. Those look like new banners, if I'm not mistaken, and I think even the avatars are new. So they're freshening up their channel all the time. Was it Ryan's intro that they were talking about? I was talking about their intro. I like, a lot of people are using Suno to make intro music for their channels. And I'm not sure if that's exactly what they did, but they have a great intro that I really like. Ryan Parker Studios is complimentary content for Ryan particularly, but both of these creators. And I see he's got a new video as well from a few days ago. So I'm going to put that in that special playlist I keep talking about. He does a lot of cooking over here. And then is chasing some watch hours as well. So he might put some live streams up that are meant to be unattended. People can kind of trickle in and out. He does a lot of live streaming with other creators in collaborations, and that could be a great way to grow your channel very rapidly. Every time you're featured on somebody else's channel, you're pretty much guaranteed to grab a handful of their most supportive supporters as new subscribers. Gail's Health Journey uses the featured channels feature. I used to talk about it very often, and I've laid off for a while, but I should bring that speech back because it's so much of a help to everybody, and I think a lot of people may not even be aware of some of the features on the homepage if we don't talk about them, right? Ryan's done well over here with some of these cooking videos, 2,600, 2,700, even 3,700 on some of these shorts, which is great to see, and posting frequently as well. The new PK logo reveal, and that was when Eddie Lugo and CNS Travel were talking about that. I caught them, I thought it was yesterday, the day before, I think it was yesterday, and we were talking about a few different things as well. I know I've missed a couple channels coming into the chat. New Times, New Beginnings is here. Only Bigfoot, good to have you in the house. And Warmstrong Adventures is here. They might be on a cruise right now. I was mistaken because I saw your latest video come up recommended, but I thought I saw a post on Facebook that said you were going on Virgin cruises, if I'm not mistaken. I could be very wrong about this, but I'm certain, because I use Virgin Mobile. I used to work for Virgin Radio in Toronto. That was like 100 years ago. But if that's the case, I said to Warmstrong Adventures, I can't wait to hear your thoughts about a new cruise line, because that will be the first video that I've seen of anybody on Virgin Cruises in the Tuber Chat family. So I'm looking forward to that. And then... oh, pardon me, I asked a question and then I didn't look for the answer fast enough. from Stephen Wire, but we'll look in a second here. Kim J. Sweet Healthy Life. I have to be honest, I promised I was going to watch a video. I ran it. I didn't watch it yet, but I did want to make sure that it got run before I started here. But the first video that I got to on that channel was a collaboration with another creator. So I noticed that when I was starting to run my list today, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you were doing there. I think I said hello to Musgrave Family Farm. Pronounced with a V, but don't get bothered by it. Oh, Stephen Wire. Okay, so I'll say Stephen Wire, and then if I'm mistaken and it's Steven Wire, then please let me know. But I'm assuming it's Stephen Wire. Lots of friends named Stephen over a lifetime, so I would assume it. But I want to pronounce everybody's channel the way that they want it pronounced. So for everybody in the chat, if I say the name of your channel incorrectly, don't be shy. Just let me know so that I can get it right, and then we'll promote channels the way we like to. I thought Tampa's Creek Homestead and More might be in the house, and I might be mistaken. The chat is flying again. And then, pardon me while I just try to get through some of the chat. Chicken Explorers is here. Greenland Quilter Katie's in the house. They're both members. I did say I was going to put Oki's Eden up. They dropped a super chat a moment ago. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. So, Chicken Explorers and Greenland Quilter Katie have been added to the wheel. Warmstrong Adventures I mentioned, but I didn't put them on the wheel yet. Now they're there. Wormstrong Adventures, another longtime friend. Down the Road is here. And yes, forgive me if correctly now, Stephen Wire. Thank you very much. Yes, I hope I haven't missed anybody. I know I say it a million times, but as long as everybody's still active in the chat, we should get around to saying hello to everyone. So Oki's Eden is a channel that I've been following and watching more and more videos lately. The other day I caught them. Was that a premiere? Yeah, it was. And this was interesting because the crock pot is my favorite appliance. I don't spend nearly enough time in the kitchen. Kristen does 99% of the cooking in our life, but when I do, it's hamburgers and simple air fryer things lately. But I do occasionally like to bring out the crock pot. I've never done ribs, and certainly not like this, but Oki's Eden did a great job with this video with a nice dry rub that seemed to look delicious, so hopefully everybody will check that out. He also shows us his process when it comes to the idea of composting or growing. One of the things we notice from our homesteading channels or our homesteading creators is that they all have a similar mentality, at least in my opinion, where they seem to like to share knowledge and resources with each other. So it lends itself perfectly to YouTube channels and more of the same. This is a perfect example of a mix we'd expect from a homesteading channel. They've got shorts over here as well, getting into 4,300, 6,100 views, and live streams on the channel as well. So they're doing quite a few of these. I don't know. Yeah, it's been a while since I caught you for a live stream. A couple weeks before that, it looks like, or almost. But hopefully I'll catch you more often because they're doing more and more. And it's kind of funny when we think about the way the recommendation engine works. How come we catch some of our friends often and some of our friends not so often if they're posting the same amount of content? Not everybody can go every day. Not everybody can stream every day. Not everybody can do shorts every day and all that stuff. And I understand that as well. I'm here in Superchat, we're only here like every 3 days or so, and I'm always behind on my other channels for posting content. So I'm the last one to give advice or recommendations when it comes to that. But I am happy to see a lot of creators posting so frequently. Cruising Complete, good to see you here. And Calico Panther, good to see you in the house. That's Penny. Thank you for coming in. Mumatato Heyday is here. I'm going to put them on the wheel right now because they're a member. Thank you again, Okies Edom, for a super chat. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel in another moment, and we'll get through as many channels, like I said, as we can in the next 2.5 hours or so. And then yeah, Martin Miller, I'm sorry to hear what's happened. One of the comments I saw seemed pretty angry. I wouldn't blame anybody for that. But yeah, copyright strikes have to do with taking content that we have not made in most cases. I know YouTube can make mistakes, but we can only ever post content that we've made. So that's just an idea. We'll see what that account's going to do in the chat for today. But I'll leave it for now, just so the moderators know. And then let's think about spinning the wheel. Thank you one more time, Okie Zed. And again, hopefully I'm not missing anybody. I know Nisa Faraway just came in. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. So this is a channel I'm still getting to know, fairly new in the Tuber Chat family. A lot of random content here, but they take us outdoors and on a lot of adventures to really touristy type destinations. A lot of fascinating things we're going to see, and they seem to be an auto enthusiast, if I'm not mistaken, as well. So I'm looking forward to learning more. They've been here probably a handful of times now. And then shorts on this channel. This is where I get the idea of them being an auto enthusiast. Some of these shorts have done really well, 2,300, 3,300. And I say it all the time about channels that have a lot of this content. You know, I like looking at beautiful cars as much as anybody, but I can't pick off the makes and models as easily as a lot of people can. I'm not an enthusiast, just a fan. But then this creator's doing some live streams as well, which is great to see. They did one the other day. I was lucky to catch that. And they're well over 500 subscribers already. They're actually halfway on the road to 600 now. And we always say you're on a road when you get to a 100 milestone. So since they've passed 500, now at 551, they're pretty much halfway, just over, towards 600. So I know that has to be exciting for them. We always want to push each other towards the next milestone. And then Nisa Faraway, thank you for the share. I really do appreciate that. Sharing is close to, if not, the #1 thing we can do for each other. We always remember to talk about thumbs up. We always remember to talk about commenting. You'll hear me mention engagement in the chat constantly, which really does help here and everywhere else. But sharing on the YouTube community tab or post tab is the #1 thing that I've been thanked for as the host of Tuber Chat for the last 5.5 years. And the reason why I keep saying that, I know a lot of people here have heard it 100 times before, but I say it over and over because I just want to instill the idea that that's how much impact the post page has. When we share on what we used to call our community tab, it really gets noticed. And it's done a lot, you know, few and far between. It's done a lot fewer times, if that's the right way to say that, than we think that it might be. You think about Instagram. I don't know how many people here are getting more than a handful of comments on their Instagram posts, but for most people, at least when they're starting out, you get like 2 or 3, so you notice every one. Same thing in the beginnings of our YouTube journey, and eventually, once you start to get towards 1,000 subscribers, you're going to have too many comments. It's going to be tough to start keeping up with it all. But sharing is something that always gets noticed. People can go and look at who's shared for them recently. Again, hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Tampa's Creek Homestead and More is definitely here. I thought I saw them come into the chat earlier. Together We Travel is in the house. They always have well wishes for everybody. And 321 John Baptist Canada is bringing us a lot of Niagara Falls. They're so close to me. We haven't met up or anything like that yet, but they're posting all the time. I live in Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada, which is a beautiful city. It's a touristy destination. I love it here, and it's easy to get people to visit. But yeah, you get more Niagara Falls by following 321 John Baptist Canada. So Tampus Creek Homestead and More, thank you so much for keeping that gold membership going. What that means is, just like our silver members will see their channel every single day in the slides that run at the beginning, middle, and end of every live stream. And their link will be dropped by Nightbot every 30 minutes or so. You see that actually when they do... whenever we have things like super chats and memberships, a link is dropped right away. The only thing we do is we don't promise it, because God forbid one of the chat bots takes the night off or something and doesn't show up for a day. We got to be careful. Most people are always going to be patient with each other and understanding when things don't work with our live streams or technical details and things like that, but we want to be prepared to make up for our promises, especially when we're thinking about things like memberships and super chats. So thank you, Tampus Creek Homestead and More. Gail's Health Journey will be really happy to have that gifted membership, I'm sure. Gail has been an unbelievable supporter over the years, not just to us. She's literally a force in the community for getting other creators together. She has done some of the biggest collaborations I've seen, including the Fall Fest series that has been happening for several years now. A. Mason, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Forgive me for not remembering all the channel names, because the handles are still tripping me up. I'm going to get Gail on the wheel. I also see that Calico Panther has dropped a super chat. She's done that a million times before. Thank you for that. Absolutely unnecessary, but very much appreciated, of course. And for the kitty treats, we haven't had Spiky Bruiser and Trouble Von Cuddlepuss make cameo appearances on Tuber Chat lately, but I promise you they're still around and very much active. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. I should have had Tampus Creek Homestead and More on the screen right away, because they gifted that membership, so forgive me for getting that out of order. And this is exactly what I mean about our friends being understanding with us, hopefully, when we make mistakes. But for all the mistakes I've made, I've not once had a complaint from anybody, so I really do appreciate that. I hope everybody's as patient with each other as they have been with me as well. And then Be More String, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And John Baptist Canada is on the phone. We all know it's a lot tougher to tag everybody when we're on a phone than it is when we're on a computer or something like that. I'm on a computer all the time. And then Heidi, the Calico Panther. So this is a channel that comes to us from our longtime dear friend Penny. One of the longest live streams I think I've ever taken part in. We were on screen with our old friend Mr. Naz, if I remember right, that named our Wheel of Doom. As you can see, so long ago back in the day, literally, because we've been here 5.5 years now. So it shows you how long some of these friendships have lasted already. We can see into the future and tell everybody today, you're likely going to meet friends here right now, literally while you're here, that are going to be friends years into the future. Actually, Jason and I, just Jason Keto, might be meeting up for what I think is the 4th time this weekend, if we're lucky. If the weather is on our side, we've got a chance to meet up again. I met up with him a few times, but that kind of thing happens between creators all the time as well. Oh, that's okay, Hollis6448. I hop in and out of streams and premieres just like anybody else, but I know what it's like to not catch everybody. Hopefully we all appreciate every view we get from everybody ever. But I know that all of our friends appreciate every view, so whether you notice it at the moment or not, it's all good with me. Kristen Welton, my love, is in the house. She is also a beloved and dedicated moderator as well, so I'm going to get her on the wheel. And Heidi the Calico Panther is a creator that, or pardon me, a channel that is featuring a furry friend. When we're connecting with channels, it's best that we connect with videos that are 3 minutes or longer where possible. So they've got one here, a 6-minute video. This creator has reset and restarted channels a few times. So they've got some brand new videos here, even though it says from a year ago, but stuff I haven't seen yet. So I'm going to take the longest video, I'm going to put that into my watch later list. And what that will allow me to do is after the live stream today, I'll go through my watch later list. Usually I'm not subscribed to channels when that happens, but this creator, like I said, has reset and restarted the channel. So I'll be able to go and make sure that I get that video watched as the first piece of content out of the new series of videos. And then they've got some shorts over here that are already starting to move. They've got their first 10 views on a couple, which is great. 70 subscribers. So I think they just picked up a new subscriber right now. And obviously an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. They just dropped a super chat. I really do appreciate that. And like I said, they've done it many times before, and we always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Superchat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. So Tampa's Creek Homestead and More, obviously another over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. They're a gold member here, and I know I mentioned it already. We see their channel every single day, whether they're here or not, and their link is dropped by Nightbot every 30 minutes or so. We've probably already seen that a couple of times today. Oh, the uploading taking forever, Penny. Thank you. Yes. The Hen House is here. Good to see you. And Jeremy D-Day, he's been a friend since before this channel even existed. We've been following each other on YouTube for over 6 years, if you can imagine that. Tampa's Creek Homestead and More has got some new videos. I'm way behind here. My dear goodness. I'm just going to grab the latest one. I'm going to put that into my catch-up list. That's that playlist I keep talking about where I keep or get caught up with creators. They're bringing us a lot of outdoor adventures lately, but they've got quite a bit of information on their About section. This grandmother and granddaughter duo living a simple country life. And they take us on all kinds of adventures, actually, and they do a ton of live streaming. Shorts over here have gotten into 12,000 and 13,000 views, one at 56,000. Which is great. They have to be excited about that. And then live streams, like I said, they're on all the time. So yesterday, a couple of times by the look of it, it seems like they've been doing pretty much daily live streams. I caught them a week ago, and I've just set notifications for the next two. So they'll be on again tonight, right after Michael's Adventures, basically. He's got a premiere at 8 p.m. and then they'll be on at 9 p.m. I'm in the Eastern time zone, but of course, when we look at premieres and live streams, we always see our local time zone. Wheat's Art, good to see you in the house. That's Wheat and Shaw with a second channel. And Trish the Natural is also here. She is a member, so I'm going to get her on the wheel right this second. We're going to get to spinning in a moment. And hopefully everybody will connect with Tampa's Creek Homestead and More. We'd love to push them towards the 1,500 subscribers. We know that they're thinking about. What I'm going to do right now, though, is take a break for a few minutes. We can grab a drink and do all the other things we need to do when we take these breaks. We'll go for 3.5 minutes and come right back. Right before we do that, I'm going to play a clip from an interview series of videos that we have on the channel now. We did something very special for episode 100, and I was joined by my friend Two Pineapples, who was actually the first creator featured in the series of videos that I'm talking about. And I say they were interviews, but they're really much more like friendly conversations. But basically the idea is I want to ask these creators who've been friends of ours for years their opinion on how they've gotten over 10,000 subscribers on each of their YouTube channels. One of the things that comes along with monetization on YouTube that used to require 30,000 subscribers is memberships, and that's open to everybody that gets monetized after 500 subscribers now, or just about everybody. So one of the things that creators will ask is how can they increase the number of memberships over time on their channel? What advice would you give to somebody to increase the number of members and watch that grow if that's something that's on their mind?
Yo, you better get your pencil out for this one. I take this part very seriously in my membership. Our membership is $1.99. It's low. Okay. And I did that intentionally. I don't have any other tiers. I have one tier. It's $1.99. It's the fun zone, basically. We have, I don't know, 24 emojis available, and everybody gets a new banner or a new badge. And it's creative and it's evolving all the time. I change those out consistently. Sometimes during the holidays is a good example. I changed out almost every single one of those emojis for members. I must have picked up, and I think we're right around 600 members. I think we probably picked up an extra 100 because once Halloween came, everything changed throughout the entire holiday season. We're about to hit Easter, and I'm doing it again. So showing your members that you're changing, people love new things. They love it when it's new. And that's a simple thing that you can do. It's all free, whether you use Pexels or you use an AI generator, Midjourney. You can create all that so fast and so easy. It probably takes me to do, I see 24 up there. So I think it takes me maybe 2 hours to do every single one of those.
Right.
Yeah. And now you have a fresh palette all the way around.
That's a wonderful idea, so much so I'm holding myself back from laughing because I expect to take a page out of your book and probably do that on at least the Superchat channel. So thank you for that.
In encouraging everybody to join your membership program, or not so much encouraging, reminding them that you have a membership program. And as soon as you do that, everybody in your channel that's a member will start dropping those special emojis. Now, I tweak it a little bit too because I have the floating emotes. When we are in a non-emergency or eruptive time where we can take a breath and it's a little bit more relaxed, I have some pages, my live streams. When you do the emojis, they float all over the screen for fun. And then you see at a large customized emoji that you can only get by being a member, $1.99 is not too far off. People love it.
Wow, that's gold. Thank you for this. So we're going to take that break for 3.5 minutes. I just wanted to show you something. So here's the rest of the videos. There are 5 of them right now, a 6th one on the way. But if you go to our live stream page, you will find episode 900. And if you look through this, for the first 2 hours, I was joined by Lou again. But this was much more of a friendly conversation because I added much more of my own opinion into the conversation as opposed to just asking him what he was thinking. And then later on, we got into channels and things like that. But I thought I'd show that to you. Gail's health journey is up next. Yeah, I was saying Kristen does 99% of the cooking. I didn't mean for it to be that way. I really didn't. But somehow I've allowed that to happen. And I'm not nearly as helpful as I should be. I've done a small amount of cooking, but I think it's decreased over the years. But yeah, she cooks dinner almost every day. Even on days like today, like she'll make something very, very quick just in case. Knowing that it's better to eat something now as opposed to stream for 3 hours and be starving after, because I'm literally digging into everything in the place right after Tuber Chat. I think for anybody that's done any amount of live streaming, we know it can be draining. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I just mean that it takes a little bit of energy, especially if you're going to talk for 3 straight hours and get into endless run-on stories and sentences and every other thing. But I don't recommend it, but we all know what I'm talking about. Gail's Health Journey. This is Gail's Southern Living. She's had a few channels over the years, but she is the creator I referenced earlier when I was talking about the idea of getting together a lot of other creators. She sets up a lot of different collaborations between people. I think this might be hers right here. And then please correct me if I'm wrong, but walking into 2026 looks like a health challenge, right? Like a fitness kind of idea. I'm going to put this latest video into my catch-up list. That's that playlist I keep talking about that helps me keep or get caught up with creators. And she's posting frequently. So she literally just put that up probably right before we started. And she's well over 1,100 subscribers on this complimentary channel. But when we look at shorts over here, we see she's gotten into 1,800, 2,300 views. Pardon me, like a lot of creators putting a bit of random content into the shorts, drive some subscribers, I'm sure, and then live streams. So she does as much live streaming on any channel that she's got as any other, and she's usually joined by at least a guest, but several panels. I've been on with her probably several times. It's been a while. I haven't been doing many panels lately, but we've been together on more than one. And then if I look at Gail's Southern Living, we will see that this creator, first of all, has been a friend of ours for many years, but she's also grown her channel to over 10,000 now, which is great to see. Now, I'm unsure whether she's promoting or not. Lots of creators are using the YouTube promotion system. It's not that it's brand new. It's been around for longer than we've been talking about it. It's just that YouTube's really pushing this now, and we've got a lot of friends that are using it. I don't expect that I will on any channel that I have right now. I don't like to say never because, you know, who knows what the world's going to look like 3 years from now and this and that. But a lot of creators are doing that. But Gail Southern Living otherwise has grown organically all this time, and she's helped a lot of other people grow. You will meet friends anytime you're with her for a premiere or a live stream. So I'm going to grab another video from this channel as well. She's bringing us homesteading content, both indoors, outdoors, and like I said, a lot of opportunity to meet friends. And then shorts over here, getting into 4,600, 13,000, 18,000 views, and then live streams on the channel as well. And you can see she's doing panels over here frequently also. So hopefully everybody will connect with Gail Southern Living. She's got a couple more channels as well. Forgive me for not being certain which one she's active on right now. Tend the Sheep. That is Calico Panther with another channel. And forgive me for not grabbing that while they were here or while we had it up on the screen. But this creator was up, Calico Panther. We looked at about 20 minutes ago. They're getting close to 2,000 subscribers over here. On this channel, they've got a little bit more of similar content, but they're actually bringing spiritual inspiration, and I'm sure you get the idea just by some of the thumbnails here on the shorts. 2,700, 2,800, and then live streams. We've done them in the past, or she's done them in the past, and I've joined her for at least one, but we'll see if she's going to bring those back. We've always got notification bells for every channel set, and again, hopefully I'm not missing anybody. Eddie Lugo Studios is in the house. Oh, I had PK Adventure Travels up, and I meant to talk about coaching from the sidelines. That was a little dig at Mel in the background there. But Eddie Lugo Studios was part of that live stream, and I always enjoy any time that I'm with any of those guys. Eddie Lugo Studios is another force for getting people together. He's always surrounded by tons of friends, and you'll always meet more friends when you're with him on any of their channels. He's on tons of live stream panels. Average Growers, good to see you here. Thanks for coming in. Travel with Josie Ann. Forgive me, I didn't say hello. I saw you while I was kind of cleaning up the wheel during the break there, and I did put you on. Rushing Wind Mountain is still here. Of course, Ruby is still here. I'm going to put them on the wheel again. Pardon me while I'm trying to copy and paste, and I can't seem to do it as efficiently as I would like. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. Silver Assassin Metal Detecting is in the house as well. And let me spin. I didn't realize I didn't spin the wheel yet. We'll get another channel ready to go. Warmstrong Adventures is coming up. I saw his channel, I think yesterday. So he hadn't posted anything from the newest cruise he's on. But even after all this time, I'm unsure whether he posts while he's on a cruise or if he waits until after. I think he does it while he's there. But he live streams while he's on cruises as well. And I lost count now because he was at 40 cruises the last time I remember asking. And I don't know how many more he's been on since then. But he brings us tons of this content. So he's on MSC right now. So that was 12 days ago. This is what I was talking about. So this is what had me confused. It said my first. So I was thinking that had to do with the Virgin one. But I just saw that title come up, but I haven't seen the video yet. So I've put that into my catch-up list there, that playlist I keep talking about. He's posting all the time, though. And he's been to lots of different places. Greece is one of the more exotic destinations he was at not too long ago. Some of the shorts have done really well. 15,000, 17,000, 18,000. My dear goodness. We could take a hint from each other. I promise you, if I ever see a plane close enough like that, which I do around Toronto, they've got an international airport. If I see something like that, I'm going to catch that as a short now, see if I can catch up to Warmstrong Adventures. I haven't had success like that myself with any shorts. When we look at Warmstrong Adventures, we see that this creator, like I said, live streams, not just from cruise ships, from destinations, and he is on with other creators for StreamYard panels all the time. That is Scott. With him right there from Controversial Cruising. They're together often. They have great conversations, but they're on different panels with different people all the time. So Warmstrong Adventures, long past the 3,000 subscribers, which is great to see. Will hopefully help push towards the 3,100 we know he's thinking about. We would like to push towards that 3,100, but we see he's long got his 3,000 locked in. 3,000, I have said for the longest time, is a really telling marker for a channel, where I personally believe that any channel that gets to 3,000, let's say 100% organically or 99% organically, I fully believe they can get to 10,000 and 100,000 if they want to. The only reason that 100,000 or 1 million becomes questionable is because we don't know what YouTube's going to look like 3 years from now, or, you know, the world itself, what it's going to look like, or whether we'll be, you know, doing what we are. But hopefully for most creators here, there's no end game to what you're doing on YouTube. It's just that's what we do now. And this can go on literally years into the future. I wouldn't have guessed at the beginning like what would be happening 8 years down the road, but I've been on YouTube for well beyond 8 years now. And I promise you, I know everybody in the chat's going to agree, time flies, but boy, does it ever seem to have flown the last 8 years. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. Yeah, it's interesting. Greenland Quilter Katie, one of the things I've mentioned to some of our cruising friends more than once is the idea. I don't know why Elon Musk is not jumping right on that and saying he wants to be the provider of internet on every cruise ship. I mean, the guy could do it for every tourist destination, but cruise ships, as far as I've understood, and I've even asked recently some of our friends, it's the biggest headache is why haven't they got the Wi-Fi thing figured out yet? So I don't know if it's possible. I don't know enough about the truth about satellites and every other thing, but I wonder why they wouldn't get that happening, right? And then, oh, that's great. Silver Assassin metal detecting is using their powers for good. Hunting and stuff with J&J. Good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Silver Assassin metal detecting has to be happy. All of our friends who have been silver stacking and investing in precious metals, my goodness, every day I just hear it's not stopping. Silver is just pumping and pumping and pumping, my dear goodness. And Rushing Wind Mountain has been a member for 19 months now, but they've actually been with us for probably 5 years. It's close. It's close to that long. Lori's Mini World is in the house. She's been a friend of ours just as long, as a matter of fact. She's been with us 3 years, I'm almost certain. She's got a few channels as well. Lori's Tech Time is where we know her. Chuck and Lori are here from Cove Action as well. That's Cove Action Travel. They take their channel extremely seriously. You'll get that idea as soon as you get to the videos and see their production. And then It's Me Alec is frustrated with the snow and ice. It's Me Alec. I put your channel up first today as promised. I'm unsure which one you might be active on. I talked about that, but I showed everybody you got a bunch of channels. But as promised, thank you. And then Headphone Healing, good to see you here. They are brand new in the chat, so hopefully you're feeling welcome. You're going to meet a lot of friends here if you would like to. And pardon me, everybody. My allergies are always on me. My eyes are watering and every other thing. Here, what you're going to find is creators of all types. And for anybody that's fairly new to Tuber Chat, basically the idea is that the best success you're going to have here in making new friends is by reaching out to other creators and doing all the things you wish they would do for you, but doing it for them first. Saying hello, getting a conversation started, going to their channel, watching a 3-minute video, leaving a meaningful, genuine comment. I recommend 3 or 4 sentences, giving that thumbs up, subscribing, and putting the bell on. Then letting them know you've done all that, and then they will turn around and do the same thing for you. Those instructions are always in our video description, or our live stream description, so anybody can go and relook at those all the time. I'll update them if we change the system or if there's something new to see. Say is what I meant to say. But that's where everybody has the best success, always in making the first move. It's not necessarily a religious thing when I say it, but I often say when we give much more than we expect to receive to others, we end up getting everything that we want in return. I really do believe that. I know it's hard to believe sometimes, but the golden rule I truly believe in. And you'll hear the stories I tell during these live streams about the creators on the screen or even myself and how all of that has come to fruition, right? And then hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. I get way behind, so if anybody needs to say anything that you want me to see, just please 3 thumbs up or at mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. Oodles and Caboodles of Crafts is up now. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. And Crystal Sparkle, forgive me, I did see you come in, but I didn't put you on the wheel yet, so thank you for that because I put you on the wheel now. I think she is just about through a series. Were you doing 30 days or 31 days. I'm asking because it's January, but I see her shorts pop up. They're actually recommended for me all the time. Let me see if I can do this right now. If I go on the YouTube page, and you'll see this is how I use YouTube. I come home from work, I get on YouTube right away. I'll set the notification for Rambling with the Brooms because they're going to be on tomorrow. And then I'll dig through the videos on the front page first to see if anything catches my eye. Oh, there's one of Pete's shorts videos right there. There's Consume the Goodness right there. But you see what I mean? I'm starting to watch more shorts because of this. And there's Wheat's Art because a lot of these are getting recommended now, right? And then otherwise I go over to the subscriptions page. I was hoping Crystal Sparkles would pop up because hers have been popping up for me just about every day lately because she's doing this challenge. So 30 days, no fast food, if I understand right. And then Chicken Explorers is still in the house. Let me get them back on the wheel. Over the course of the stream, I often remove names from the wheel if I haven't seen somebody in like 20 minutes or half an hour or something like that. But members and moderators will always be re-added as soon as I see them in the chat. What we're trying to do now is cut the streams at 3 hours because I've been going overtime way too much. I want to think about our moderators, my voice, and all that stuff. So when we get around to another hour and a half from now, we'll probably cut things off and say it doesn't matter who comes into the chat when it's too close towards the end of the stream. But we'll see. Chiplo, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And Ten the Sheep. Yeah, by all means, Ten the Sheep. If there's somebody you want us to check out, then by all means you can put their name in the chat. We don't really do links here, so it's you won't be able to share a link anyway. But by letting people know what somebody does, they'll go and check it out if they want to. Not that I want to be discouraging. I have a feeling it will be extremely few people because here everybody's working on, you know, growing their channels and trying to connect with people that are in the chat. But because I would like to think that everybody here is of a generous mindset, we talk about it all the time, you probably will find people that will check things out knowing that others are using their powers for good. I like to say it that way. Oodles and Caboodles of Crafts is up on the screen right now. This is another longtime friend. They're working on 400 subscribers now and getting pretty close. They've just got a small amount of information on their about section, but a lot of homemade crafts and creations are what we're going to find on this channel. So we dig through the content, see that they've had videos up to many months ago, but shorts over here as well with a lot of outdoor footage. I notice when I click on the popular area, we see that they've started to get into 1,400 and 1,500 views, one at 10,000, which is great to see, and then live streams. So they did one a month ago. We'll see if they're going to continue these. We've got notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other and making sure we catch as much content from each other as possible. They dropped a super chat, so we put their channel up on the screen right away. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen. And then we'll get back to spinning the wheel in another moment. I'm just getting Nikki Silver Stacker on there, and Mac Movement I see is also in the house. Cinema Max Select I think has been here for a few minutes already. I don't think I put them on the wheel yet. Let's get them on, and it's time for me to spin. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or at mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. And then Lori's Mini World is going to come up. That's not too long of a wait for Lori today. Oh, where on earth did her channel go? There it is. And like I said, she's got a few channels. So you'll notice as soon as we get to her main channel, Lori's Tech Time, she's got a couple. She's been known for a few different things. So lately, she's gotten in, or most, what she's been doing for the longest time, but on her newest channel, is mini brands And these, I can't believe how popular these are. I mean, I see them everywhere, but I got at least one member of the family that gets into these all the time. And they're really interesting to see. I would have been fascinated with this. At any point, because I always love like marketing and things like that, anything to do with, huge companies doing interesting things. But this is really cool because if you haven't seen some of this already, they're literally taking things that are part of, dare I say, pop culture, because it expands much farther than that, and then making mini versions of these, and it's become just a worldwide phenomenon, literally. So Lori's Mini World is getting close to 1,000 subscribers on this channel now. She's got quite a few shorts doing well, 11,000, 19,000, 30,000 on some of these, and you get what I mean when you look through some of the shorts and you see the mini brands that she's found within some of these. I think are mini, sorry, not mini, mystery unboxing types of ideas. Am I mistaken about that? And forgive me, because I know I said something like that the other day, but my understanding is when you buy mini brands, you may not be 100% guaranteed to get certain things. So there's a mystery to it, right? It's like collect all of the different things, I think. But Lori can correct me if I'm wrong about that. Lori's Tech Time is her original channel, but you see as soon as I pull this up, I think it's at the bottom here. Yeah, she's got the other one, Lori's Battle Cats. That's a video game that she's played. So here, oh, there's Scratch and PPA. I mentioned that sometimes. She's got featured channels on the front page. This is something I used to talk about often. I mentioned it earlier. But one of the things we can do as friends is trade a favor with each other by featuring each other's channels on our homepage. And we do that for people. So if anybody here has featured Tuber Chat on your front page like this, just please make sure I know, and I'll get you into our list as well. And then you can imagine what it does to the algorithm if your channel is featured on so many other creators' front pages. We just have to do everything that we can for our channels. Every single thing is going to help, right? Especially over a lifetime. We build a little mountain of different amounts of our effort, if that makes any sense at all. Lori's Tech Time is well over 2,000 subscribers over here. Now, she does tech reviews and then some video gameplay as well. She's got unboxing video here for a wireless microphone. That'll be interesting to a lot of our friends, part of our YouTube journey. She's done a lot of different tech gadgets. This is interesting. I never did the video. I think I have the unboxing footage somewhere, but I meant to do like a tutorial as part of the video, but I have one of these Evo boxes. My son got it for me. It's a different thing than what she's unboxing here, but from the same company. And these are really cool because it's like pixel art. And they're like right on the newest trends. It pops up all kinds of other pop culture. I like to say that all the time. Mine happens to be a Bluetooth speaker. I don't have it with me because I use it. Might be in the car. I use it when I do things where I'm out. Like if I'm going through our storage unit or something like that for an hour, I'll have the speaker on. But that's really cool, that Devoom thing. I hope everybody will check out on Lori's channel. She's also got shorts over here, 12,000, 13, 15, 19, even 20,000 views. A lot of her stuff was coming up for me right away on what I think was Instagram, could have been TikTok. She cross-posts, but she uses a lot of different filters and hops on trends as well. So she's done well with a lot of these. And then she's done a lot of live streaming. She actually even got a whole group of people together playing Among Us, I think, a while back. But there's that Battle Cats game, Tetris, one of my all-time favorites. And she mixes those up. So hopefully everybody will connect with Lori's Tech Time, same creator from Lori's Mini World you see in the chat. Obviously, a generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. And then Cruising Complete. Yeah, unboxing videos. There's something about, it's not just unboxings, but mystery unboxings that I'm always drawn to. I find myself, like, even in the Tuber Chat family, we got lots of people who will do lots of hauls or mystery subscription services and things like that. And I found myself watching a lot of those videos, regardless of what the theme or content of the mystery boxes are. I'm fascinated by the surprise. Maybe it's the reactions. I really don't know, but I guess that's the magic to it. Pardon me, Six Bows is back. Longtime friend as well. She's been with us for what I think is 5 years or so. I always mention that. I can't remember how long every channel's been with us, but sometimes I mention it if I can think of it off the top of my head, just to instill the idea again for anybody who's fairly new. You can meet friends here who will be with you, supporting as much of what you do as they can for years into the future, if you can imagine that. And then, Just Jason Keto says his unboxing videos are hit or miss. And I'll show you his channel right now. He's got 2 now. God Will Never Fail Us. Good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. The Stock Explorer, Nora, is here from Florida. She's got a couple of channels as well, and she's a beloved and dedicated moderator, so I've got her on the wheel. When we look at Just Jason Keto, I see a fellow Canadian, and this creator's only a couple hours away from me, so we've managed to meet up a few times already, hoping to get together. I don't know whether we'll film or stream or anything like that. Might just hang out. Hopefully this weekend. We both seem to have a little bit of time, which is somewhat rare, but great that we can do that kind of thing. This creator's got an unboxing right now, actually. I'm just going to take this one and put this into my catch-up list. This one is a device that's going to help with some keto tracking, if I understand right. So we'll have to watch the video to see. I haven't seen it either, but I got it in my catch-up list there. Jason is known for a lot of recipes. He's going to help us with healthy eating and healthy living, but his recipes only feature a few ingredients. They're fast, easy to make, and we probably have everything that we need in the house. I find that about 99% of his recipes. He's known for chaffles. He's probably done 100 recipes for chaffles, but he's done tons of other recipes as well. And then unboxing videos. So he did this one of the DJI gimbal. He's done things like a GoPro, but he also does things we'll expect from a keto-based channel, like kitchen gadgets, like the ice cream maker he's got here, or an air fryer, or a barbecue that does well. He makes a new barbecue video every year because it keeps doing well. He did a different series for the holidays, so everybody can go and check that out. I'm sure he's got that in a playlist as well. And he's got shorts on his channel. These have given us a hint about healthy looking and grilling shorts, getting into 3, 4, 5, and 6,000 views, on the way towards 7. There's that barbecue right there in one of his latest shorts videos, and I've seen this short video at 23,000. This one is entertaining, I promise you, and worth the watch. It's an original short, so it's only about 15 seconds long, and live stream. So he's on every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, so we'll be looking forward to that tomorrow. And typically, it's Jason giving us some Q&A opportunity when it comes to the idea of keto. He's got a vibrant community that will help with questions and comments when we have them in the chat, but he introduces us to a lot of other creators as well, or he collaborates with other people who can be influencers when it comes to a keto-based diet or lifestyle. He's got plenty of videos and plenty of live streams where he's had conversations with guests, and they share their life experiences, their keto experiences, and he's introduced us to other YouTubers that have been supportive to him, like this Homestead Hangout. There's the second in a series now. Once in a while, he mixes things up. He'll do a cooking live stream, a cook-along with a multicam setup. He's always thinking about new ideas for the audience, so much so that he's actually got another channel now, and I'll get to this one by the handle. But It's Just Jason is the same creator bringing us some travel-based footage or outdoor footage, or the idea is anything that's not going to fit on the keto-based channel. So I hope everybody will connect with Just Jason Keto, and this channel, It's Just Jason is the handle, And we'd love to get this channel moving towards its first 100 subscribers. But he's a beloved and dedicated moderator here, and an over-the-top generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. Cruising on the High Season Travel is Rob. He's dropping a super chat, so we'll look at that channel next. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel like we always do. But it's time for us to take another break, so we'll go for 3.5 minutes. We'll come right back. And I'll play another clip from that interview series that I was talking about earlier. This is where I get together on screen on a StreamYard panel, but just with one creator at a time, talking about their YouTube channels, our friendship, the time they've spent in Tuber Chat, because they've all been with us for many years. They've all been helpful in all of the things that we do here as well. So these are hints that I give you about how important I think it is for everybody to watch all of these videos. And Marketplace Boutique is in the house. I've got them on the wheel. Bossway is here. I've got them on the wheel as well. I said hello to Six Boses back a while ago. Nisa Faraway is still in the house. I'm going to make sure they're still on the wheel. I'm going to clean things up in another moment here. And then Headphone Healing is willing to help with music for creators looking for that. And that's interesting to know as well. There's a lot of different things that people can do for each other, whether we trade favors or they're paid services and things like that. Anything that we don't like to do or anything we need to do that we can't do ourselves, somebody is out there that's willing to help in one way or another. Chiplo, are you locked in? Thank you for the super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. They've done things like that many times before. I'm going to put their channel on the screen right after Cruising on the High Season Travel when we get back from this break. Yarn again, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. I'm just going to get them on the wheel, and then we will get moving. Well, thank you for that. So it's interesting that we're talking about shorts already. We've got a lot to go over today. But since you've mentioned it, that's one thing that I was planning to ask is the idea that you can give us, regardless of, like, you know, a lot of people are going to have different opinions about whether shorts are helpful. Some creators have broken off into separate shorts channels and things like this. But in your experience, now going through what you have with shorts, what advice can you give to somebody just in the beginnings of their YouTube journey before their 10,000 subscribers so that they can have the best chance of making shorts work for them as opposed to against them?
So ultimately, you've got to have a passion in what you're doing. There's no point in, say, I'm going to do videos on fixing cars when you have no idea on how to fix cars.
Yes.
Okay. I am more shocked at what people are willing to sit there and watch than actually do it. I did over the Christmas period, I was given a huge model to build and I live streamed it. It's not quite finished yet. I've still got another day on it. So it'll be another like 8 years. So I was basically doing 4 to 6 hour live streams of building this kit. And people were turning up every day, having me in their background or in the background, watching me and listening to me while I was effing and jeffing at this kit. You know what I mean? And if they've got a passion for what you're doing, they're more likely going to watch that passion from you and push. So if you're going to set up a YouTube channel today, if your passion is walking, record it. Yes. But make sure that you envelop and make sure that what you're saying and what you put in the video is aimed at the audience. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. When I do a YouTube video, I don't think I'm talking to 50,000 viewers.
Yes.
I'm talking to one person.
Right.
So if you create a video of your passion, make it personal that you're talking to that one person that's watching you. if you see
Yeah.
what I mean. You know, you are just talking to one person. So create the video for your best friend. So he's going to say, you know, and people will become endowed by that. They'll listen to that because you'll be like their friend as well. So that's my one tip, I think, is to make sure that you make the videos not personal in your life, personal about what's on the footage,
Yes.
and that you're making that video for your best friend.
Right. That's great advice too.
Yeah.
Each person, yes, is looking through their own set of eyes, regardless of who they're with.
Yeah.
All right, we're almost back. Pardon me, I'm getting to the wrong channel here. Rob Rob from Cruising on the High Seas and Travel has been on so many other channels that no matter what I search for, other people's channels are coming up. It's confusing the algorithm in the best way. Having fun in nature. Good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Never late. I always appreciate every moment everybody can spend. I know not everybody can be here, for 3 hours at a time, and not every time we stream, especially with no schedule. So I do appreciate every moment. Kyle Vlog Channel. Good to see you in the house. And I know we got friends that run the stream in the background as well. So You know, I always appreciate that. And then Rambling with the Brooms, good to see you in the house. 4 years of membership, my dear goodness. And he's been a friend longer than that, obviously, but he's a beloved and dedicated moderator here as well. We just set the notification on his stream for tomorrow. I'll be working at the time. I think he's going live at noon Eastern. He's a fellow Canadian. He's closer to our nation's capital of Ottawa. But I will catch it if I am lucky enough to have an early afternoon on Friday. I said tomorrow, but I meant Friday. Or am I mistaken? Yeah, maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe that was the procrastination Thursday. He's on every Thursday and Friday. And then, hopefully I'm not missing anyone in the chat. I am way overdue for adding names to the wheel, so forgive me. I know I'm, seeming like I'm dancing all over the place, but I just want to make sure we get what we're supposed to do. The Nichols 13, I think, is still in the house. I'm going to get them onto the wheel right now. Chip Lowe is coming up. They dropped a super chat. So did Rob from Cruising on the High Season Travel. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen. Then we'll get back to spinning the wheel as we always do. I'm going to get You Learn with Robert. I think they're still here. Let me make sure they're still here. I think You Learn with Robert is still here. We'll get them onto the wheel. And as promised, we always add at least a couple of names to the wheel from our chat list. We'll get to as many channels as we can in the next hour and a half. We're only halfway through today. Cruising on the High Season Travel is another fellow Canadian. He's only a couple hours away from me in another direction as well. And Rob is going to bring us as much travel as he can. In between the travel videos, what he does is reviews a lot of the popular dishes or featured items from a lot of popular restaurants and takeout food places. Some you will recognize, most I recognize because they're in Canada. So I'm sure everybody knows things like Burger King and Wendy's and things like that, but we have a lot of different franchises and chains in Canada that help me recognize most of what I see. He's actually inspired me to even go and get something as well from one of the pizza places, Little Caesars here. He's got a couple of premieres ready to go, one for tonight, so that'll be right after Michael's Adventures premiere, and one a few weeks from now. He's got shorts on the channel as well. These have gotten into 1,800, 2,000, 2,400 views, all featuring the creator himself, actually, and then lots of live streams. Now, I mentioned this earlier, but Rob is also featured with lots of other creators on different panels. There he is with The Source. He's in with a lot of cruising channels. So every time I try to look for Rob's channel here, I end up catching Jeremy and Cheryl from Cruising is Fun Anytime. So it's great to see them together. And actually, we were all together on a stream a few months ago. You'd have to dig for that to try to find it. But this one here, Cruising Through Life on his channel. And a bunch of us got together talking YouTube and a little bit of travel. So hopefully everybody will connect with Cruising on the High Season Travel. That's Rob, the fellow Canadian I keep talking about. He's at 1,600. He's got it locked in. We want to push him towards the 1,700 we know he's thinking about. Like I said, he dropped a super chat. So did Chip Lowe. I always appreciate that extra generous support, even though it's absolutely unnecessary. But we look at these channels right away, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. I'll tell you a heartbreaking story, right? Crystal Sparkles mentioning, can anybody just pack her in a box, take her on a cruise or something? So I worked on a cruise ship in 1996. I worked on Celebrity Cruises and a ship called the MV Zenith. It's long been decommissioned by now. But I worked for a summer. I was there for about 4 months. While I was there, they had an opportunity at the time. Keep in mind, it's 1996 and we're talking American dollars. Anybody could have come with me on a cruise for a week, and I think it was for $100 because they could come with the staff. the unbelievably low price of that is enough to make everybody probably go crazy. But to find out as well, then they get access to all the staff areas that most cruisers never see, and all of the public areas. Because in a cruise ship, the way that it works, for anybody that hasn't seen this already, there's all the bars and restaurants and pools and water slides and all the other stuff that everybody does all the time. But on the lower decks, there are still more kitchens, more areas for just the staff. Sometimes they even have their own pool and things like that, because you can't work 16 hours a day every day. You know what I mean? I worked my share. I worked every day without a day off for 4 months, but not for 16 hours. You know what I mean? So you need other things to do. And nobody came. Nobody came. I didn't have my own room. I did have a roommate, even though I was like an individual person working there, not in pairs or like big groups and stuff. But I can't believe, like, in that whole time, nobody was able to go at the same time. And then you got to rearrange rooms and stuff. But can you imagine that? I don't know if they still do anything like that, but that was a thing. So, unbelievable. And then, hopefully, I'm not missing anybody. Now, I'm getting way ahead of myself by even saying this. I haven't been on a cruise since. I always tell everybody they should go on a cruise if they ever can. But, perhaps in the next year, I'll manage to get out and go somewhere, because I took a new full-time job last May. So in May of this year, it'll be 1 year, and I'll finally have vacation time. I've been self-employed my whole life, so I've never been like this before. I've never had like vacation time that you have to take. So when I do, I'm hoping to visit some of our friends in the States and maybe hop on a cruise if I can. But we'll see. I'm getting way, way, way ahead of myself by even thinking that. But anything's possible. Kristen and I are both afraid of the sun and the heat, so we won't be heading out during the summer. It'll be long after that when things cool down. Don Southern Finds, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. I know Six Bows is backdrop to Super Chat. Thank you for that. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. Absolutely unnecessary, like I always say, but very much appreciated. And we'll get her channel up onto the screen next. It's the same reason we're looking at Are You Locked In right now, Chip Low 75. And hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. $100. Can you imagine? Even back then was a deal. I think if I remember right, I used to get, so imagine 1996. I'm not sure what the exchange rate was like at the time, but I was getting $400 a week US for that. They paid in US dollars. They just paid cash, but they've got a purser on the ship always, and then they just cash your check for you right there. But they were doing that, and it wasn't the worst. It wasn't terrible, well beyond minimum wage and all that back then. And I was the DJ, so I was doing what I love. Like, I can't imagine a better experience, but it was something else. And what a lot of people, will have to ask our cruising friends how things have changed since then, because it's the only reference I have now, except for what I see from our friends with cruising channels. But most people would recommend going to the Caribbean first. I worked on a ship that went to Bermuda. And that's the same year as Hurricane Bertha, for those of us old enough to remember. That week, we went to Martha's Vineyard instead, so I got to see one extra thing. But otherwise, it was back and forth to Hamilton and St. George from New York City. So Saturdays at the record store, and then Bermuda for the rest of the time. So that was really cool. Yeah, 89 cents. Wouldn't that be a dream? Is that Canadian? That has to be Canadian, right? Yeah, imagine. It's scary to even go back and look at how we would be snapping about how high the gas prices would have been and everything else, even back then. And then to look at our future selves and see what things were going to be like today. My goodness. Fishing Rants 656, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Forgive me because the handles are tripping me up a little bit. And then what we do here, the best success you're going to have in this chat for anybody that's brand new today is always making the first move, reaching out to other creators, supporting them and sharing their channels first. The more you do for other people, the more you get from them. But nobody here is looking for new content or like videos to watch. That's not why we're here. We're here to make friends, and then your friends will watch your videos. Doesn't matter what your niche or category is and things like that. And then Chiplo is up on the screen. This is a creator who is another force for connecting other people. You know him very much connected to the source. It's hard for me not to mention these two creators together. I think one recommended the other, and they both have been with us for quite some time. I think it might be a year. I don't know if it's quite a year yet. Chiplo75 is doing really, really well, and I'm just going to grab one of their latest videos. I'm going to put that into my catch-up list right now. They've got a bit of information on their about section, but they're going to help us with our YouTube journey more than anything else. I see a lot of inspiration and motivation in a lot of their videos. I've set notifications for the next couple of premieres. They're dropping videos every day, so we got one tomorrow and the next day. That's right around the time I'm heading out of the house, actually, so maybe I'll catch them while I drive. Shorts on this channel have gotten into 1,000 views, 1,500 views, mostly featuring the creator themselves. And are you locked in? You've probably seen that hashtag on a lot of other people's channels. There's JC Calamity Jane. Lots of creators we're going to recognize here. They started sending friends in. Both Are You Locked In and like Chiplo and The Source started sending friends in as soon as they connected with us here in Superchat. That continues today, but you'll meet more friends when you're there. They're always interviewing people and featuring other people in StreamYard panels and things like that. So you'll definitely meet more friends when you're there. So hopefully everybody will connect. Thank you again for the Super Chat. I really do appreciate that. I know I say it a million times, but it really is absolutely unnecessary, even though very much appreciated. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. Now, please forgive me if I have not already seen this channel before, but I think it's Thrive and Glow with Joe's first time with us right now. Chiplo must have sent her in because I'm looking at the thumbnails and I recognize the name right away just from looking at these thumbnails. So they're about to be featured on this channel at the beginning of February. Am I right about that? Looks like it. So that's great to know, but thank you for coming in, and hopefully everybody who is here with us for the first time today feels welcome. Forgive me if I'm mistaken about that. The handles are really tripping me up. And then Little Frenchie in Big Texas. That's a creator who's a longtime friend of ours, actually. And then Elevate Me to You. Good to see you in the house. They're with us almost every day. Have Fun in Nature. I think I've got you on the wheel, right? I think I said I was adding you to the wheel a while ago. I could have been mistaken. I'm just going to double check, even if I make a mistake and put somebody on there twice for a moment. That's not going to hurt anything. And then I'll clean up the wheel during our next break. Thank you again, Chip Low. And then Six Bows is backdrop to Super Chat. We always put Super Chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen. And then we'll get back to spinning the wheel in another moment here. We'll get to as many channels as we can in the next hour and almost a half. Six Bows is back, does all sorts of different content. This is another creator who's been with us for probably 4 years, maybe 5 by now. And she takes us, first of all, into her home more than anything else, but she'll take us on outdoor adventures as well. I've seen mostly this creator either cooking or doing a lot of different things around the house. Lots of cooking lately, actually, and I've caught her for plenty of live streams over the years. She's got some members-only content, which is great to see. And she's monetized lots of ways to support her, including super chats and memberships when we get there. Look at these shorts videos. Some of these at 56,000, 80,000, 82,000. And then she's got a couple here, 280,000 at one and 287,000. I think that's a brand new one. Actually, I think this spaghetti shorts video. And it might still be moving. I think it is. So I could be wrong, but we see this whenever she's here. She's here frequently. And then live streams. So you can see I catch her occasionally. She's usually cooking up a storm or doing something around the house. Here's another outdoor adventure, for instance. And what did she say on her channel? Mom of 7. Am I right now? I think Mom of 7 girls. Am I right about that? And hopefully everybody will connect with her. And she's always fun in her live streams and her videos, but she brings that fun everywhere that she goes as well. She's always active in the chat, conversating with people. I see her supporting other people as well, bouncing into different premieres and live streams. And then hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Chicken's Uncle Bob, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Up Designs Customs is also here. And then, Jesse Journals and Unboxes is here. I'm missing a lot of channels in the chat today. I noticed after I missed a couple more channels. But members and moderators should always be added as soon as they get into the chat. Six Bows is back. Thank you again for the super chat, by the way. We're back to spinning now. And we'll see what's happening with Cinema Max Select and what they've got going on right now. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. Six Bows is back, is making me laugh. Cinema Max Select is working on 800 subscribers. They're getting pretty close. This is a channel I'm still getting to know. They talk about they're dedicated to the preservation of the best classic and cult classic movies of all time. So we have a lot to look at in classic film here. Videos on the channel seem to be coming out fairly frequently, up to a couple weeks ago. So I'm going to grab the latest one. I'm going to put that into that catch-up list I keep talking about. And that'll help me get caught up and get another piece of content watched. One of the things I don't show often enough, but I'll just show everybody for a second here. When we go to our playlist, some of these are private playlists for not really much reason, but just for organization, let's say, when I look at this catch-up list that I talk about, you see I haven't cleaned it out from the last run, but what I end up doing, you'll notice that in the last time I ran this, all the shorter videos are at the top. So it's usually exactly like 3-minute, 4-minute, 5-minute videos. And the reason why I do this is because when I have a half an hour that I can sit and watch and pay attention to videos, I can watch like 20 videos in the first hour because all the 3, 4, and 5-minute ones are at the beginning. You can do this on a phone or a computer, but see how I'm dragging the order of these around? The reason why I'm mentioning that right now is because Cinema Max Select has videos that are very lengthy. They can be an hour, 2 hours. Some of these are live stream replays that I have here. So what happens when you reorder your playlist like this is if I run out of time, I can let the other longer stuff run out. And I'm sure like everybody else here, I run more videos than I watch. We all probably are in that same situation, but it gives us an opportunity to give everybody as much watch time as possible. I leave my computer on all the time. When I go to work, the computer's left on running. When I go to bed, the computer's left on running. I've usually got at least 3, if not 4 windows going of different premieres and live streams. That's just to give everybody as much watch time as possible, right? I just let them run out. And then thank you, Don Southern Finds, for the super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. For that reason, I'm going to put that channel up right away. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen. And then we will get back to spinning the wheel. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Superchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. And Butler Family Farm slipped in another super chat there. They've done that many times before to take over the stream boss position. That's that video game life meter you see under my camera there. Every super chat, membership, and highlighted milestone message knocks a little bit of life off of the stream boss, and then the last person to knock it out and take over gets some extra exposure for their channel. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. We're going to look at Butler Family Farm next because, like I said, we always put Super Chatters and membership gifters up right away. You Learn with Robert will be right after that because they're gifting a membership right now. That's another generous thing to have done. Carnivore Muscle might be a brand new channel to us. One of the things I've noticed lately for a few months now is that YouTube's giving gifted memberships to people who haven't been on the channel yet. Not always, but sometimes. Usually, like, let's say 5 gifted memberships, 2 of them go to new people, 3 of them go to people who've been there regularly. We don't get to choose who gets them. YouTube just distributes them through the algorithm in some way. My opinion, not that anybody asked for it, is I think it would be better if people who are already connected to the channel were getting those gifted memberships, because here in Tuber Chat, I don't think it's going to help to have somebody who's not into what we're doing coming into the channel. For most people, it's probably, you know, we need every subscriber we can get. So, of course, you want, like, anybody to be exposed to your channel that hasn't already seen it. So it could be a benefit. But there might be mixed feelings about that, I wonder. It doesn't matter. We can't control it anyway. But wonder about that stuff sometimes. And then Foraging and Urban Farming Matt, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. I'm just going to put them on the wheel to remember. I'll clean up the wheel when we go on our next break in another 5 minutes or so. And hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. When we look at Dawn Southern Finds, this is a longtime friend. I can see I'm behind with her videos right now. I'm just going to grab the longest one from the last couple of months. I'm going to put that into my catch-up list. She's got a random content when it comes to her videos. Looks more like a homesteading channel than anything else. The only reason why I say that, so much outdoor footage, and especially when we see any kind of construction like this, when we're working on a home or a barn or anything like that, we see similar content from our homesteading friends. However, when we look at this channel, we also see shorts. This will be all random content, but lots featuring the creator herself. A couple of these have gotten over 1,100 views, over 1,900 now, which is great to see. And then live streams. This is where the magic happens on this channel, and I've caught them frequently. I just caught them a couple of weeks ago. I thought it was just a few days ago, but they have a group of friends that join on StreamYard panels too. So I try to mix the love up. When I see a few creators together, like PK Adventure Travels with Eddie Lugo Studios, Cruising is Fun Anytime, I try to remember how often I've been to each channel and go to a different one each time they're on. Or I go to the one with the smallest number of viewers at the time. So let's say 3 or 4 people are live. Some of them have 10 people watching. Some of them have 8. You know, one of them might have 3 people or 2 or 1. I'll go into that channel to give the extra help, right? But that's just a strategy. You know, we just have to do everything we can. I'm setting a lot of notifications here, so hopefully I'll be able to catch you a little more often. We always set notifications for premieres and live streams, even though we have the notification bell on for every channel. So Dawn Southern Finds, they've always got a panel full of guests. They're always having a good time. And they might be doing like, they might be bringing us things that we can buy online. They might just be creating and talking at the same time. The conversation can go anywhere once they start, of course. And then quite a bit of information on the About section. And then 724 subscribers right now. We'd love to push them towards the 800 we know that they're thinking about. Thank you again for that super chat. I really do appreciate the extra generous support. Absolutely unnecessary, but always appreciated, of course. And then Butler Family Farm is up right now, and You Learn with Robert is going to be next. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. And then Pedrosa Travels in the house as well. Thank you for that message, by the way. The other day, they commented on our on one of our interviews, and I responded just letting them know that the 900th live stream. I can't remember everybody that was in the 900th live stream. We did that a couple of weeks ago, but that was a continuation of that interview series, because I always do something special in the 100 episodes, right? Every time we hit a 100. So for the 900th episode, Two Pineapples joined me again, and we talked a little bit more. Actually, we talked a lot about AI. We talked about like ChatGPT and things like that, how we're using it, and hopefully everybody finds that helpful. So it's a nice continuation from our earlier discussion, but it's kind of an addition to that How to Get 10,000 Subscribers series. So when we look at Butler Family Farm, we see a channel that's really grown rapidly. They were doing well already because they support so many other people. Jerry and Susan have been with us. I mean, Jerry tries to be here for every stream. I appreciate that for sure. But they had already been supporting all kinds of other creators. They already had a high-speed live stream every Monday. And they're featured on tons of other channels. They got StreamYard panels of their own. They're on with other creators. And they meet up with a lot of people as well, both in small and large groups. But about a year ago, maybe a little bit more, Butler Family Farm started using the YouTube promotion system. And I mentioned this earlier today, but it's a legitimate way in the YouTube studio that you can promote your channel through paid advertising. Very different ways to grow are available when we think about YouTube. And I often use the word organic. It's really tough to get to a 100% organic connection, because as soon as we have something like what we're doing here, it's easy to say, no, but that's not organic, because you're going to a place where you can meet friends, or, you know, when we talk about our channels, our friends talk about our channels. But that's all just a matter of perspective. But Butler Family Farm and many other channels have started using this, and they've pumped their channel from under 10,000 subscribers to well over 127,000 now. Now, I'm myself personally, I don't want to say too much about it. I don't expect that I'm going to be doing promotions at all on any channel that I own or run. I don't know what the future will hold, but that's my intention for today. But a lot of creators are doing this to grow their channel rapidly. If subscribers is your only goal on YouTube, it's the fastest legitimate way that I've seen. So Butler Family Farm brings a lot of content as well. Jerry and Susan share the camera work here. They've got a wonderful back and forth. They've been married 41 years, we know. And these creators have 116 acres worth of farmland to share with us. Essentially homesteading style content, because they bring us into their home. They do a lot of cooking and preserving. Jerry does a lot of woodworking in the shop, and then they take us outside to show us all that it takes to look after 116 acres of farmland, including livestock. Cattle, goats, donkeys, horses, llamas, chickens, cats, dogs, bees, and koi, and more. And then, like I said, they meet up with a lot of creators as well. They post frequently, usually a few times a week. Then they've got shorts on the channel. They're in Missouri, so they're able to bring us all sorts of different types of weather in their content. But they've gotten into now 12,000 views on a couple of these shorts, one at 54,000, and then live streams on the channel as well. So when we look at the live streams, we know that these come up every Monday at 6:45 Eastern, and Jerry and Susan give us a look into their lives. It's sometimes a chance just to hang out with them, often a chance to hang out with other creators on StreamYard panels. I've joined them several times. And then when they head out to a lot of these meetups, especially the larger ones, they tend to live stream. They went on the cruise this summer. I haven't been mentioning that lately, but they went on the cruise in Alaska, cruise with Lazy Days Ahead with Jesse and Lisa and Scott from Rambling with the Brooms and a few other creators. But they've also got these large meetups with like 70 channels worth of creators and supporters that they live stream from. I can't remember when the next one's coming up, but I imagine it's April, unless you want to correct me, Jerry. I think so. And then Foraging and Urban Farming, Matt, thank you very much. And then Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. And thank you again, Butler Family Farm, for another super chat. They've done that a million times before. They took over the stream boss position. Jerry's always watching for that. That's that video game life meter under my camera again. And then You Learn with Robert is up on the screen. They gifted a membership. We're going to talk about this channel in a few minutes. We'll go for a break. I need to rest my voice again. We'll grab a drink, do the things we need to do. And right before we do that, I'll play one more clip from our interview series. I see Mr. Shelton TV from the UK sneaking in here, and Henry Leslie Vermont is also in the house, both incredible supporters. And thank you for coming in. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. What we'll do right now is play a clip from that interview series. We've seen a couple of these today, so now we're going to look at what Danielle and James have to say about how to get 10,000 subscribers on your YouTube channel. So one of the questions that's going to come up, especially when we've got a channel that's just grown, I mean, you guys have content getting into like well over 200,000 views, and people are always going to want to know how they can get more views on their video shorts and streams. So what can you tell us in your experience that you would give somebody as advice now?
I'm going to go first.
Yeah, you want to master at this one?
Don't be afraid to go back and change the thumbnails and the tags and the titles and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be afraid to do that. It doesn't have to be the exact same as it was when you posted it. If you have a better idea for a title or a thumbnail or a description or anything like that, go ahead and try it. Because no matter how many times you change it, YouTube is going to pick something.
Yep.
And it might push it out more. More people might like maybe the colour scheme on it or the wording on it or something like that. And that'll help bring more people in. That's what I think anyway. Because we were afraid to do that for a long time. And then when we started doing that a little bit, we noticed a bit more growth.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's my opinion. What do you think?
Well, a lot of what Danielle said is spot on. But the thing about it is, that's what's great about YouTube. You have that space to just go, you know, I didn't like that idea the first time it went up. Like, we've had thumbnails and we've had tags, we've had hashtags and stuff. We thought, oh, this is gonna go, it's gonna spiral. It's gonna be the best thing ever.
Yeah.
And no, it just went straight into the toilet.
Yeah.
But that's fine, because the beautiful part is you can go back, you can change it over, you can go, I'll experiment with this. Sometimes it could be, now this is what is crazy about YouTube. Could be a tag changed.
Yeah.
It could be the title. Like, as much as people go, it's the thumbnail, like the title does play a major part. Because like, if you turn around, let's say a plane flying in the sky, or you turn around and say a plane does a nosedive and then lands perfectly, what sounds better? Maybe that might work for some people, but see the way the two titles, like, well, I can just look at a plane or, oh, what's going to happen here?
Right.
I don't know why I used the plane, but that's just where I went for it.
Yeah, but you're absolutely
just the
right.
contrast of like titles and tags.
It does make a difference.
It does. It's like, from our experience anyway, it has. Like, we've went back and sometimes we just changed the thumbnail, and that did make a big difference. Like, there, what thumbnail we doing on? We done it on one of the military videos, and we done it actually the Star Spangled Banner video. Okay. We had the original thumbnail for that. We thought was the best thing we ever made. Got rid of it. See, this is what happens. Like, a month later, we're like, wow, this is the worst thing we could have ever put up. And I know people are probably going, no, it's really good, but this is what happens in your own head. You're like, wow, this is like not great. But we changed it to that one, and we love that one, and probably next month we'll change it again. But don't be afraid to change around your content and really experiment with what's out there.
That's great advice. All right, we're just about back. I've really cleaned up the wheel. And basically what that means is if I haven't seen somebody for like 20 minutes or half an hour, when we go on those breaks, I don't always, but often during the stream, clean a lot of names off the wheel. For anybody that's still listening or watching, like members and moderators, just please be active in the chat for a second. I'll get you back on there. We always put members and moderators on as soon as we see them in the chat. Anybody that drops a super chat or a membership gift, while I don't like to solicit them, I don't mean for it to sound that way, but we always put those channels on the screen right away. It is absolutely unnecessary. Very much appreciated when it happens, but everybody does have an opportunity to be on the wheel on the screen. You don't have to drop a super chat. You don't have to be a member. We get to as many channels as we can in 3 hours. We still got an hour to go. We're doing well today. And we will get to as many channels as possible, like always. And then I'm just making sure I got a couple of the channels that are still here, still on the wheel. And then the Nichols 13 is in the house. Miss TT Vlogs is still here. Or sorry, Miss TT Vlogs is coming in. The Nichols 13 is still here. DeBoss Way, I think, is still in the house as well. Am I right about that? Like I said, for any members and moderators, just please be active in the chat for a second. I'll make sure you're on there. You Learn with Robert is a channel I'm still getting to know, but this creator is going to talk about the stock market, crypto, and some travel at the same time. So I see you got a thumbnail here with Warren Buffett. You know what Warren Buffett's #1 rule about making money is? Don't lose money. I remind myself of that all the time, especially because I'm following a lot of crypto these days. I'm just going to grab one of your latest videos. I'm going to take the 3-minute one. Not that it really matters for me because I'm already connected to the channel, but we try to focus on videos that are 3 minutes or longer. There's plenty of short ones here. He's got some members-only content, which is great to see. And like I said, I'm still getting to know the channel, so the speeches get better as time goes on, hopefully. Pardon me, when we get into shorts, we see 2,100 views on a couple of these, but 186,000 on one of them, which is great, my dear goodness. Live streams on this channel, they seem to be live pretty frequently, or they've done at least, pardon me, I'm rushing through my speeches. They've done several live streams in the past, including members-only content. But they've done a couple of live streams over the last couple of days. We'll see what, pardon me, they're going to say. I think the vote tomorrow is on the Clarity Act. Am I right about that? They're going to do that tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be an interesting day, and then markets are going to move one way or the other, especially crypto by the end of the day. I'm rolling my eyes while I'm saying it because it's been hard to watch. Crafty Witch 232 is in the house. I'm going to get them onto the wheel. And then You Learn with Robert. I'm looking forward to getting to know the channel better. They're well on the road towards 2,000 subscribers. They're halfway on the road. I mentioned it before, but we always say you're on a road when you get to a 100 milestone. Since they've passed 1900, now we're at 1950 or so, we know they're halfway on the road to 2000, so that has to be exciting. It's another exciting milestone. Kiwi's Crochet Corner, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. I'm going to get them on the wheel as well. Members and moderators are always added right away. You Learn with Robert gifted a membership earlier, so we put their channel up early, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel now, but hopefully everybody will connect with them. Thank you again for the gifted membership. I really do appreciate that, even though, like I keep saying, it's absolutely unnecessary. And then a longtime dear friend, Chocolate Drop, is up now. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we're all waiting for it. Me personally, I would rather wait the longer amount of time and make sure they get some of the things that we're gonna need. And by we, I say like the everyman and every woman getting into crypto because they're so focused. You know, obviously we're all gonna like say the government wants to make all their friends rich and everything like that. I believe that as much as anybody else a lot of the time. But some of this is very important, right? Like banning yield on crypto or having it controlled by banks and things like that. Competition is good for the markets, in my opinion. But we'll see. And, you know, the time is now. If these guys want to win the midterms in the States, they're going to have to put a few dollars in people's pockets. And the best way for them to do that for free is to make the markets rally. A lot of us in crypto are waiting, and it's not like, you know, I'm heavy or anything like that, but I promise you I'm as anxiously awaiting the results as much as anybody. But my belief is a good bill is better than a bad bill, as opposed to a bad bill is better than no bill. I don't believe that at all. Let the, you know, Wild West keep running until they get some true clarity, because it's, you know, essentially forever after. But that's all just, you know, my own opinion on my limited knowledge. Let's say I watch every day. I watch at least a couple of crypto videos a day or live streams. I've been following for a couple of years now. And then tokenization, I heard the other day, they're literally planning on tokenizing the planet, where people are going to be able to buy like a piece of the Amazon rainforest. So who's going to grab that and control that so that I can say I own my tree? You know what I mean? I don't know about that. So I think greed, like we've seen over the last couple of centuries and this and that, is nothing compared to what we're going to watch soon. I hope I'm wrong, but my dear goodness, when people in power get their hands on everybody's money and are able to work those controls. Keto Simple, good to see you in the house. I didn't realize you were here earlier, so forgive me. I must have missed you coming through the chat, but thank you for popping in again. And then Wheat's Art is still in the house. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody. Can you own a 40? Forgive me, I'm unsure what you're talking about. 40 to me, I used to work in bars and restaurants, so 40 to me might mean something different than what you're talking about. A 40-inch python, possibly. Yeah, I wonder. I don't know. I think they're planning on tokenizing everything. This is what I hear. Things we're not even imagining today, I think are going to happen. Real estate's already happening. You can buy fractions of a piece of a house. You used to not be able to buy stocks. You can buy like a stock for $1, like not a stock, but like a fractional piece of a stock. It's unbelievable what they've already done. But forgive me, I get carried away with that stuff. It's Choco Drop is up on the screen right now. This is a longtime dear friend. One of the things I think everybody pretty much agrees. What I've heard the most is that everybody enjoys the friendships that they make on YouTube more than anything else. It's the number one thing they enjoy in the YouTube journey. I have to agree. I've been very lucky, of course, as the host of Superchatters, to have made tons of friends. Anybody can reach out anytime. I'm on Instagram all the time, Facebook most of the time, Twitter some of the time as well. And I love talking this stuff. It never stops for me. So when we think about friends, when you're in other people's premieres and live streams, I'm sure you'll agree that one of the most heartwarming things about what we're all doing is seeing friendships flourishing between other people, especially in our communities. I see it while we're here in Superchat. I see it in other people's communities all the time. And Chocolate Drop is a perfect example. You will often see them refer to me as Mr. Customer Service. And that's a joke that started a long time ago, years ago. And I'm sure it's because of my speaking style and the way I project my voice and things like that, but it's funny. And you can tell that creators are becoming friends, you know, much more than simply following each other's channels, supporting each other's content, which is important. But the magic of what we're doing here has to do with the friendships that we're making with creators. You're always going to favor your friends. So when you're on YouTube and videos are recommended, you're going to go to the ones from the people who've supported you the most. When you think about that, that's what other people are doing as well all the time. So if you're among their top supporters, you're going to get those clicks, those views, those comments, and everything else all the time. That's what we're doing. right? So Chocolate Drop is, of course, a perfect example. But this is a really enthusiastic creator who is always smiling, always laughing. She's got a special story on her channel lately as well. She'll bring us for some travel. She recently went on a cruise and met up with some other YouTubers, as far as I understand. I know her from bringing us to different places like CVS or TJ Maxx. I've seen a lot of this from her over the years. She is really a plant enthusiast. I'm not sure what the right way is to put that. My father was, he had an abundant number of plants, still does to this day, as a matter of fact. I don't grow anything myself. I haven't for years. So when I see that, I'm fascinated with the things I don't do or things I can't do. But this is an example. And you see what I mean in the thumbnails. This creator's always laughing, always smiling. What I've seen from her more than anything else lately is a lot of cooking, especially in these live streams. She's in the kitchen. She's got other people hopping in and out of the stream. She's cooking up a storm in here all the time. You get that idea from the thumbnails, all the different things that she's making. But the special story that I wanted to show everybody, I'm just going to make sure I've got her latest video on my catch-up list, by the way, is the shorts on the channel. She had a couple of shorts that have just exploded. So she already had one at 52,000 views, which was great to see, great to know. She's got another one recently that she put up at 287,000 views, and I've seen it. I hope everybody will watch it, because you'll see I can't do what she did. A lot of people won't be able to. It just has to do with our hairstyles and this and that. And I'm sure it was unexpected. I'm sure she was making a short and it just popped. But when you see how simple it can be to make a short and just, almost hit the lottery with it. She knows what she's doing, as you can see. She's got tons of shorts, dozens, if not hundreds of shorts videos. But I was really happy to see that happen for her, and knowing that I'd be able to talk about this, and hopefully other people will feel inspired by the idea, wow, if it can happen to her, maybe it can happen to me too, kind of thing, right? Because that's miraculous to get into the hundreds of thousands of views. And then another short not too long after popped as well to 71,000, and that one I think is still getting views. I think the 71,000 might be getting more than the other one still, which is great to see. So I hope everybody will check these out. You can see how excited I am about it. Hopefully everybody feels that way. You can truly feel excitement for your friends in the successes that they're happening, because the more all this stuff happens to different people, the more it happens to all of us. That goes for everything. I know a lot of people are thinking about monetization, super chats, memberships, and things like that. The more of that you see, the more is coming around. So I hope everybody can be happy for each other when these things happen, and especially these successes with our videos. And then, hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Yeah, so Chocolate Drop says she didn't expect it to blow up like that. I figured that. I'm making assumptions here, and we've talked about it a little bit just here in the chat. But that is really, really cool. Henry Leslie, Vermont, as far as I understand, different regions might require licenses for drones over a certain weight. I think we have that in Ontario, Canada. And I live in a border town, so I'm in Niagara Falls, which is literally like I walk over to the bridge where we cross into the United States all the time when I'm live streaming, and lots of people have seen this. And I imagine flying a drone somewhere within a certain distance from the border is probably a problem, whether or not it's a legal thing. I'm unsure, but you know what I mean. Fishy things, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. I also have a drone. Kristen bought me a drone. I don't know how many years ago it is now, years ago. And I took it out one day and was going to learn to fly it, right? It can't be that hard. I'm a tech guy. Of course, I'm going to figure this thing out. And I was smashing it all over the place. I just couldn't get the thing to do anything that I wanted. But what I found afterwards was because that day had a little bit of wind. Some of these things are so light, you need a perfectly windless day. Otherwise, it just sends the thing flying. So I got to get that thing out again and try. But a lot of our friends do drone footage. I know Cove Action Travel, who was in the chat earlier, they might be listening, I'm not sure. They definitely have drone footage. And anybody in the chat here, let's do a poll for Henry Leslie, Vermont right now. I'll show everybody how to do this too. We've seen it a million times, but for anybody that hasn't seen it, I'll just show you. So I keep this window open so that I can kind of look at the chat, even though I miss a lot. And then what I'll do is I'll hit the plus button here. You got a couple of things you could do, but I'm going to start a poll. And I'm going to say, have you filmed any drone footage? And this is for everybody in the chat, but we'll just do yes or no. Everybody can answer. I'm just curious to know, not necessarily is it up on your channel, but have you filmed any? Do you have any drone footage sitting around? Yeah, I like the idea of drone footage. I mean, I always wanted one of the DJIs, but they've changed the styles of those. Those companies have changed too because of those weight restrictions. So they've tried to make these things even lighter and a lot of times smaller and things like that. Mama Tato Heyday is still in the house. Forgive me. I often remove names from the wheel when we go on those breaks. For anybody I haven't seen in 20 minutes or half an hour, but I'll always put members and moderators right back on the wheel. And then we'll make our cutoff in another not too long after 10 minutes, just because we got to keep our streams to 3 hours. Traveling with Combs, good to see you in the house, and thank you for the gifted membership. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. We're going to put their channel up next. And then John Together Strong picked that up, so I'm sure they'll be happy to have that. And then, yeah, whether anybody's got it on their channel or if they've just filmed some. And either way, I hope everybody will check that out. So not about 25% of us, not quite yet, right? Yeah, I can't say I've even filmed any. I've used a drone. I filmed like while working on somebody else's channel, but I haven't put any up that I can remember. And still, I got to get my drone back out. And then Sarah, the Greenleaf Exchange, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Forgive me for not being certain if you've been here before. The handles are tripping me up. That'll be my excuse for today, but I do appreciate every moment everybody can spend. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. I've been in a helicopter one time. I'm fascinated by helicopters. And I thought for a while that maybe I would like to spend the last 10 years of my working life as a helicopter pilot. Now, I don't expect that that's going to happen, but I wondered. And I've still got a little while to go before worrying about that. I don't have it in my sights right now, but I've always been fascinated by them. So a few years ago, for a Valentine's Day surprise, Kristen took me on the helicopter. She knows how much I would love to go. So she took me for the helicopter tour over Niagara Falls. And I was so excited because she made it a surprise. I had no idea where we were going because she'll often, like, you know, she knows the city better than I do. So go this way, go that way. Here's the back way. Here's another way. So we're just driving down some street. And she's like, oh, okay, you got to turn in here. So I start turning in and I see the signs and I'm like, wait a second. Are we at the helicopter? And then there's nothing else there. It's just the helicopter thing. I'm like, oh my God. And I knew what she was doing. Right? But I was so excited, and I usually don't get that nervous, or at least I don't think so, but I couldn't even bring myself to film because I tried to pull the camera out and I was like, okay, I'm going to film this. I might have even filmed a second of it, but I was like, no, I got to put this down. I have to enjoy this. If this is the only time in my life I'm ever going on a helicopter, I need to like see what we're doing. And it was really cool. But I thought that was fascinating. But thank you, Greenland Quilter Katie. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Yeah, I probably put just a picture on Instagram or Facebook or something like that. Even Scratch and PPA. Now, I wanted to go back and watch this video. When he did his premiere the other day, I was driving. So I was there. I've been lucky enough to have been, I think, at the last couple. I haven't caught them all for 2026, but I was there at the time. But I remember in the chat him saying something about it being something else trying to put this together. Pardon me. And the thing one of the things I talk about with Scratch and PPA's content, his video editing has been complimented ever since his very first production, right? I've seen this in the chat. People have said it. But when you think about how lottery ticket scratching works, it means that the videos have to change based on how the games on the tickets work, because they're not all the same. You know what I mean? We don't just grab it. For anybody that scratched any lottery tickets, you know what I mean. But it's something to notice, and I've seen it before in many videos from Scratch and PPA, but I wanted specifically to go back and watch this one. So I'm just going to make sure that that's still in my catch-up list so that I can go and make sure that I catch that, because I want to see exactly what was done. The game mechanics here must be quite different. When I'm driving, I can't really watch. I'm like, you know, kind of listening. But this creator premieres every Tuesday, and what they do on their channel is they pit two lottery tickets against each other. So they have an interesting, unique twist on lottery ticket scratching. They give us the opportunity to vote on the content of next week's video if we follow Scratch and PPA on Instagram, Twitter, or X. Pardon me, Instagram, Facebook, or X. Twitter, I keep calling it. And that is something everybody can take a lesson from as well. The idea of marrying in the outside social networks to bring interactivity into your whole program. Really let people not just feel like they're a part of it, but be a part of it. So his premieres, if you haven't been to one yet, when you get to one of these on Tuesday at 12:15 Eastern, first of all, he's never missed a day in the last 5 years. He's either dropped a video, or 99% of the time it's a premiere, without fail. And now over 5 years, because we're into year number 6. This creator has one of the fastest rolling chats that we've seen in the Superchat family. Faster than this today. Faster than most others. He rivals those of Butler Family Farm, Jesse Journals Unboxes, The Stock Explorer, and many others. Very fast paced, very high energy, and a lot of fun to be a part of. So I hope everybody will catch that. Presentation is always at the forefront of his mind, as well as bright, beautiful avatars matched by content in his thumbnails. And you notice the hint about the giveaways in his video series also. His banner's updated every single week, and I mentioned the idea that his video editing skills have been complimented ever since his very first video, well over 5.5 years now. Scratch and PPA has got shorts on the channel. He took a trip to Italy a couple of years ago and brought us some vlogging style shorts along with some Italian lottery tickets. And then this year he returned to Italy and brought us some new shorts videos in a series of Italian lottery tickets as well. So these are something we might not have otherwise seen. Then his first live stream happened while he was in Italy a couple years ago. I was lucky enough to be in the chat at the time. I know a lot of people will be hoping for more, but more so we're happy to see this creator's expanded the content on his channel, and we get to know Scratch and PPA a little bit more. He's working on 2,600 subscribers, and he's monetized, and he's a fellow Canadian. He's only a couple hours away from me, but he ends up shoveling a lot more snow than I have to, and I thank God every day for his friendship and for that fact. So hopefully everybody will connect with Scratch and PPA. He is one of the most supportive creators I've met in my 8 years on YouTube, and has literally been, I think anybody that's already met him will have no choice but to say he is one of their most supportive supporters. Next up, traveling with Combs. And pardon me, they gifted a membership actually, so I shouldn't have spun the wheel, but luckily the wheel came up to you anyway. So this, Whitcombs, pardon me, I said with. This is a channel I've got to get to know. They're brand new here today, so we'll talk about them in a second. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. Abide Studio Co. Good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Please let me know if I'm not pronouncing that correctly, but it's great to have you here for the first time. Pete's Canadian, so he's actually here in Canada, but he visited Italy, was what I was saying. So that's Giovanna Casadio, and I've got that channel on the wheel now. They're a member. We always put members and moderators on the wheel right away. I'm going to try to speed things up. We'll get to as many channels as we can in the next half hour. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to cut things off, let's say, right after the next break. We'll take one more break in about 5 minutes, and then I won't put any more channels on the wheel. And then we'll get ready. Michael's Adventures has a premiere coming up in 30 minutes. When his premiere starts, we'll be able to continue what we're doing here. We'll go raid into that live chat. Traveling Whitcombs is on the screen. So please let me know if I'm not pronouncing that properly. I always want to promote everybody's channel the way they want it promoted. I've been known to mispronounce names for like months before somebody, wanted to let me know, because it's embarrassing, right? Like for anybody to say, hey, you're not doing that right. But don't be shy. Just please let me know so I can promote the channels properly. Now, this one's brand new. I don't watch videos or subscribe while I live stream, but what I'm going to do is take your latest video. I'm going to put that in my watch later list. What that will allow me to do is after the live stream today, I'll go through my watch later list. I'll watch that video in full. I'll leave you a meaningful, genuine comment related to the content of that video. I will give you a thumbs up, subscribe, and put your notification bell on, as I do for all creators. That should make our connection stick, and then hopefully you have our notification bell on as well, so you don't miss our further live streams. We're usually here every 3 days or so. We mix up the days and times so that we can meet different creators from around the world in different time zones. And then, yeah, Giovanna Casadio. Yeah, they've been here before, for sure. Forgive me, I'm not sure how many times. But I was quite certain. And then let me just make sure I'm not making a mistake. The Nichols 13. I'm not sure if we've had this channel on the screen before. I think not, right? Here we go. Yes, the Nichols Journey. So I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm sure I am, but please let me know. And then Abide Studio Co. Yes, I try to read them. Even with my glasses, my vision is just atrocious. Vintage Style by Joe. Good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. The Nichols Journey. So they have got cross-posting going on. I see a TikTok link right there. Almost at 500 subscribers. What a wonderful thing for this channel, being on the screen right now for the first time. If anybody hasn't already met them, if actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do it. I'm going to steal it. If nobody, by the time I finish talking about this channel, if nobody has already subscribed to them so they get their 500, I'm going to be their 500th. So I'll give you the chance for everybody in the chat, because I like it. I'm really excited. Whenever I hit somebody's like 500 or 1,000, which is not often, but if I am, I message them on like Instagram. I say, hey, I just got your 1,000th subscriber. Because it's fun to do for other people. We know what it's like for us to hit different milestones. We want to help other people and be a part of it, right? And then when we look at the Nichols Journey, we see, let me see what they're doing for videos here. See, they're brand new. Now, usually I don't subscribe or watch videos while I live stream. I'm going to probably do it anyway for this channel. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of your latest videos, though, and I'm going to put this into my watch later list. What that will allow me to do again is after the live stream, I'll go through my watch later list. I'll watch your video in full. I'll leave you a meaningful, genuine comment related to the content of that biscuit video. I'll give you a thumbs up, subscribe, put the notification bell on like I do for all creators. Actually, forgive me, I will subscribe right now, and then I will put the notification bell on, though, so I don't so that our connection sticks. And then hopefully you have our notification bell on as well, so you don't miss our further live streams. We're here about every 3 days. We mix up the days and times so that we can meet different people from around the world in different time zones. So they did it. Look at that. They got 501 subscribers. So thank you for the couple people who got it. I'm going to go ahead and subscribe right now because I'm going to watch the video anyway. So it doesn't matter whether it's today or right after. My subscriptions always stick anyway lately, which is fantastic. And I like being able to say that because I connect the same way everybody here does. So even when I'm in other people's live streams and premieres, I'm always watching videos that are at least 3 minutes long. I go and I do it right away. I don't wait. If we're in the chat and somebody says, hey, Tuber, I've subscribed to you or whatever, I go to their channel in another window right then and there, right? If I'm on a computer, which is almost all the time. But you see what I mean? So let's move so I don't get into story time, and we'll spin the wheel and we'll get another channel ready. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Superchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. Canadian Family Life, forgive me, I didn't have you on the wheel. I know you've been here for a while. And then, what did I miss? The Stock Explorers coming up. So Nora, another beloved and dedicated moderator. This creator's from Florida, and they bring us some more talk of the stock market and a few other things. They bring a little bit of variety. A lot of lottery ticket scratching, actually, as well. And then let's see what Nora's got going on here. So in the latest series of videos, they've actually got a series called Scratching with Strangers, where they're scratching lottery tickets with people that they're meeting for the first time and listening to interesting stories while they're doing that. But this channel's been known for talking about the stock market and a little bit of crypto. They actually give some alpha to their members. I'll give you a sneak peek on their post page here where they talk. You see some of the members only content where they're dropping, we call it alpha when we're talking stocks and crypto, but they're basically just kind of letting everybody know the trades they're considering. They get into options and things like that as well. And this creator often has product in hand when they're talking about a lot of these companies. And then shorts on this channel feature even more variety. These have gotten into 3,000, 4,000, almost 5,000 views. One at 17,000, and that one still gets views. We see it climbing over months at a time. And then live streams on the channel. So Nora's been doing a lot of fitness since the beginning of January. She's done a bunch of that before as well. But this creator does a lot of lottery ticket scratch battling with other creators. And then sometimes it's just to get a chance to get to know Nora and hang out with them. They do still to this day talk a lot about the stock market, let us know their portfolio, their trades, the things they're considering. And then they've got another channel for us to look at as well. When we go to the home page at the bottom, we see featured Tropical Buzz. This is where they seek to educate us about plant life, some of which is already there, some of which they're going to grow themselves. And again, like I said, they're in Florida. They've got a few shorts to get the channel going, and they're already over 300 subscribers. So I'm hoping we can push them towards the 400 we know they're going to be thinking about. And then oh, did I leave a message? The Nightbot message is talking about the YouTube recap. I'm not sure if it's still there, but it might be. If anybody hasn't already done that, let me see if that link's still going to do what it's supposed to do. Oh, it doesn't want to do it for me. I've probably been over it too many times. I'm unsure. Okay, we're going to talk about Rushing Wind Mountain in a few minutes. What we'll do is we'll go on the next break right now. I'll make it a quick one. We'll just go for 3.5 minutes. And then if anybody needs me to elaborate on that YouTube recap, I will. But YouTube just gave us a little bit of an animation we can use to look at our history over the last year, some of our top channels and things like that. It's kind of fun. But if you want to check that link out, you'll see the link will come up for you and it'll be unique for your channel. Let's go for 3.5 minutes and come right back. pardon me, Nisa Faraway, and I can't remember what channel I just took off the wheel. If any of our members or moderators are still here, just please be active in the chat. I'm gonna cut the stream at 3 hours exactly. So that's kind of a new thing. Even if there's still channels on the wheel, I'll just get to as many as I can as fast as I can. But I have to cut it off. My voice is disappearing now, and we want to be mindful of our moderators. But Michael's Adventures has a premiere coming up, and he will allow us to continue connecting the same way we are here. All of our moderators allow that. Most of our friends here allow that, but you'll be encouraged for it as well, so we can keep it going for another half hour over there. We're right in. Rushing Wind Mountain is Ruby. This creator comes to us from the Pacific Northwest. They bring us a mix of nature and a little bit of wildlife. A lot of their videos feature pleasing audio, pleasing visuals to go along with it, and you get an idea from the thumbnails some of the things they're bringing to us. Their videos can go anywhere from a minute to 12 hours long. And then when we look at what they've been doing lately, they've got a couple of shorter videos, but plenty longer. We should be looking for videos 3 minutes or longer when we're connecting, just to make sure those connections are solidified. If you find a channel with shorter videos, or only shorts, for instance, my recommendation is just to put one of them in your watch later list, make sure that you get to it afterwards, and then put a couple in another playlist or something to that effect, so that you can get 2 or 3 videos watched, right? That shows YouTube you already went back for seconds and thirds on the channel. When we look at shorts over here, you're going to find some humorous moments with some of the wildlife, but they've got a few shorts that have been popping lately. They've gotten into 13 and 16,000 views before, but they've got a couple of newer ones at 30,000 and 39,000 views, which is great to see. And then live streams on the channel as well. They've experimented with portrait and landscape, or vertical and horizontal, and their live stream, same thing, can go from a couple of minutes to many hours long. It's more of the same. Lots of pleasing audio, lots of pleasing visual, nature focused. Hopefully everybody will connect with Rushing Wind Mountain. And Ruby has been a friend of ours for what's got to be 5 years now. I'm confused as to whether it's 4 years or 5 years, but it's somewhere between the two, probably longer than I think. So hopefully everybody will connect with them. I want you to get some of that support coming back to you also. And then we're going to look at Greenland Quilter Katie. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. And then Greenland Quilter Katie is here. This creator's been with us long beyond a year now, and they give us some beautiful looks around Greenland as just a small part of what they do on their channel. There's plenty more in the shorts videos. These are the first videos I was seeing from Greenland Quilter Katie when they came into the Superchat family, but they've got a podcast that continues today. Last year they did some special shopping videos for the Christmas season to bring in some variety, and then they continue now posting videos occasionally. I see they got an pardon me, let me get up to the top here. I see they've got a new one. This one's a little bit longer, but this is part of the podcast series. So I'm just going to put this in my catch-up list for right now. We've talked about that many times. Shorts on this channel give us more looks around Greenland. A lot of variety here, and all 4 seasons, of course, but getting into 2,400, 2,900, 3,200 views, and then live streams on the channel as well. So this creator live streams frequently. You can see they're on several times a week, usually with a panel full of guests. They're having a good time creating and laughing, and the conversation can go just about anywhere. So hopefully everybody will connect with Greenland Quilter Katie. She's an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. And we'll spin the wheel. We'll get ability to be awesome on the screen. That's Crystal Sparkle. She's another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you. And if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. And then Greenland Quilter Katie actually did a video with Susan from Butler Family Farm there. I think that's the video that I'm going to watch. So that's interesting to see. They have a lot of people on their channel, Jerry and Susan on Butler Family Farm. So it's great to see some of that. They collaborate with people all the time. One of the smartest things we can do on YouTube, especially when we're growing our channel, because you're pretty much guaranteed to grab a handful of really solid subscribers, some of their most supportive supporters when you collaborate with others. Ability to be awesome. Crystal Sparkle is up here, and you noticed in the search results there, actually Marketplace Boutique came up on a thumbnail because they did a special shout out for Crystal Sparkle to try to get them to their shorts video to 18,000. I'll show that to you in a second here. We were talking about this a while back. She's doing a no fast food challenge for 30 days. So the 30 days are almost up, but you can see all the interesting different things she's been making in the meantime. Shorts on the channel, when I get to the popular tab, this is the one at 18,000. I remember when we were trying to push that, but obviously Marketplace Boutique went over and above for her. And then 19,000 on another shorts video that's fairly new, actually. Then live streams she's got plenty of, but videos on this channel typically feature a lot of content that comes from conventions. She's been doing a better job of I say better job. She's been doing a different kind of videos over the Christmas season with a lot of vlogging, really bringing us into her life, a real chance to get to know Crystal Sparkle. But typically what this creator brings in their content is a lot of footage from conventions, actually My Little Pony themed. And I'm old enough to remember when My Little Pony went through its first phase, the original phase of popularity, and it keeps coming back in waves, but it seems to be stronger than ever right now. And they bring footage that includes panels, performances, vendors, dance parties, all kinds of different things, and lots of friendships as well, lots of people getting together, which is really cool to see. Crystal Sparkle is an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. You see this one video at the front here because this one was just over 3 minutes, so it didn't make it into the shorts feed, but otherwise she's got that whole series, and then live streams on the channel as well. Once in a while, Crystal Sparkle will do something different, like book club here, or a book haul. She'll give us a few different things to read, her opinions on these. And then otherwise, she takes us to a lot of these conventions. Once in a while, she'll take us outdoors as well. So hopefully everybody will connect with Crystal Sparkle. She's in Wisconsin. I know that from this thumbnail. If you haven't seen what they do for New Year's in Wisconsin, this is worth watching. It's less than 15 minutes as a live stream replay, but I've seen it. It's really interesting. So Crystal Sparkle's working on 1,700 subscribers. I'm hoping we can push her a little bit farther towards that milestone. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. And then Mama Tato Heyday is still here. Let me have a look at the chat, see if I've missed anybody. I'm racing through channels. We still got 10 minutes. I should have dropped Michael's Adventures link already, but I'll do it right now. Anybody can go over anytime because it's a live chat, obviously, with the premiere, and we'll raid over there when it's time. I'll pin the link too so everybody can get to it easily. When we look at Marketplace Boutique, we see Jody Genealogy. This is her original channel, well over 3,000 subscribers now, which is great to see. I say it a million times, but any channel or creator that can get to over 3,000 subscribers organically has the opportunity, I believe, to get to 10,000, 100,000, basically as far as they want, organically. And I say that because there's so many different ways to grow now. But Marketplace Boutique, I believe, has done this 100% organically up until now, and they've got another channel that we'll look at in another second. So what this creator is bringing us more than anything else is a look at how to buy and sell items that we can, or buy items that we can sell online. She takes us shopping. She shows us all the tips and tricks when it comes to the idea of eBay, shows us how to avoid mistakes, and then she shows us how to buy collections of things that we can split up and sell individually. She does a lot of other things now as well. She's helped us with our YouTube journey. Sometimes she goes camping and things like that. She's got a lot of live streams doing that kind of thing. She's on the road, she's on the water, she's by the fire. She's got shorts on her channel. These have gotten into 35,000 views, 56,000 views on a couple of these. Now, Jody's always done variety with shorts videos, but obviously that's paid off for her. When we look at Jody Genealogy, she brings a different kind of content. She's talking here history, travel, and other adventures. When we look at her videos, she's posting frequently. I don't know why the red line's not all the way across on this one, but I'm going to rerun it. So I'll put that in my catch-up list, and I'll take the next one as well. And then you can see this is a dynamic creator. She's actually putting a lot of work into her thumbnails. Forgive me for not mentioning that before, because she's really doing a lot of great work on this. And she shows us how to do some of this stuff in Canva tutorials if you dig through the Marketplace Boutique channel. Shorts over here have gotten into 13,000, 14,000 views. And anybody that's connected with her will say that she's one of their most supportive supporters as well. So Jody Genealogy is already working towards 1,700 subscribers, and lots of live streams over here. These are meant as unattended live streams. People can kind of trickle in and connect as they wish. Marketplace Boutique says they're pivoting away from eBay now, so that'll be interesting to know. By all means, let us know what your intentions are if you've already got a plan. I'm interested to know myself. Whenever I talk about channels, there could be lots of things that I miss or things that I don't get correct. By all means, it's best to message me on somewhere like Instagram. I hang out on Instagram all day. But to let me know the things that I can mention about channels so that I get your descriptions correct. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Superchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. Yeah, that can be a good handful, Marketplace Boutique. Jesse Journals and Unboxes is up on the screen right now. This is another beloved and dedicated moderator here. She's been with us for probably 5 years as well. She's unboxed all sorts of different things over the years on bath and beauty products, snacks, stationery, jewelry, lots of crafting supplies. And on her channel, she's also done a lot of hauls in between the unboxing videos and a lot of collaborations where she shows us the things that she makes with the things she gets from the unboxing videos. Pardon me. When we look at the latest videos, she recently renamed the channel just this past year to Jesse Journals and Unboxes because she's putting a lot more focus on the crafting aspect, getting into journals and collages and things like that. And this creator has always featured a lot of what they've received in the unboxing videos on their shorts page. So lately, a lot of washi tape or washi strips. The only reason I even know what that is because of her channel. And then bath and beauty products. There's the jewelry I was talking about. If we start digging, we'll find some snacks over here. The stationery's not too far away, and other crafting supplies and different things as well. So she's posting more and more shorts over the years. One of the interesting things about this creator in particular is that her support for all of us over the years has increased. And that's a really tough trick because we all know what it's like when you're following more and more creators to try to be there for everybody. As long as we all do as much as we can for everybody, everybody will be just fine. But it's interesting to notice that Jesse Journals and Unboxes has increased the presence on YouTube and around everyone. Hence the idea that she's a moderator here. We really don't have a lot of moderators. 20 probably in total, somewhere around there. 10 that you see regularly. Others that have been with me since before we started the channel and things like that. Jesse Journals and Unboxes is now working on 2,700 subscribers. She's monetized. Lots of ways to support her, including super chats, super stickers, super thanks. And this creator goes live occasionally. Now, she's so supportive to other people that she will have a flood of support in any premiere or live stream. She premieres every week at 3 p.m. Eastern on Sundays as a minimum. Sometimes she puts out more than one video. She's even done like a dual premiere as well. So hopefully everybody will catch us for those. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. This is a game I know really well. I was actually playing a lot of Heyday several years ago. I haven't played in a while. I've got a tablet. I just haven't made time to play. But very much like Farmville or something along those lines. An idle clicker kind of idea. It's not a great way to describe it, but Heyday can be a lot of fun, especially when you connect with other people on there as well. So kind of a social game. Mama Tato is fairly new with us, so I'm just getting into their videos, but they're working on 500 subscribers. They're getting pretty close. They're posting frequently as well, I think daily, and then I've just taken their latest video, put that in that special catch-up playlist I keep talking about. They got shorts over here, 500, 800, 1300 on some of these, which is great to see, and then live streams on the channel. They'll be doing one tomorrow. We'll be looking forward to that. I might be able to catch that one. I'm expecting to be around right at that time. That's the end of my work day, basically. So hopefully everybody will connect with Mama Tato. They've been making frequent appearances. I think they've been here for every live stream since finding us, so already a handful of times. And then Kyle Vlog Channel, yeah, Jesse Journals and Unboxes just has a lot of people. That's what I mean when I say a flood of support. You'll see a lot of people. Butler Family Farm has a Scratch and PPA has it. And I'm talking about the fast-paced chats where you're literally getting into 20 people, 30 people, sometimes 40 people and more, but very fast paced. The chat just flies too. And then when we look at Canadian Family Life, another beloved and dedicated moderator from New Brunswick. They bring us all 4 seasons on this family channel. The whole family gets involved in the channel. This is Tiffany, the creator, her husband, Chris, and then Bella and Alex join them as well. They've got food bank grocery hauls on the channel, as well as a lot of cooking, a lot of baking. Some of that gets into collaborations with other creators or challenges, either on YouTube or between family members like husband and wife. There's a lot of other creativity here, and Tiffany tends to do a little bit different types of content during the holidays, a little bit more vlogging. They've got an impeccable container garden that I often talk about. You'll see that. And then I've taken their latest video to watch later. They've got shorts on the channel that feature some of that winter weather, getting into 5,600, 6,900 views. And then live streams on the channel as well. And this is another creator who can go live whenever she wants, and she'll have a flood of support in the chat because Tiffany is out supporting other creators all the time. I run into her and Jesse Journals and Unboxes and all of our moderators a million times. I hope everybody will connect with all of our moderators. Like I said, there's only a few. You usually see less than 10 here at a time. But they are all dear friends of mine, dear friends of each other. They all have different channels, and they all do different things. One of the things they all have in common is an overwhelming sense of generosity. And for that reason, when you visit any of their channels for premieres or live streams, you'll be welcome to meet more friends and family members for your own channel. The same way we do here in Tuber Chat, like in Michael's Adventures channel right now. His premiere is going to start any second. We're still going to go through one more channel here. And I think actually in this case I'm going to do both. I know I said I was going to cut it off, but yeah, there's the link for the raid. Hopefully everybody will come over to Michael's Adventures. Chris's Creation Fun is Tiffany's husband, and he is bringing 3D printing, do-it-yourself videos, and working on solar equipment and doing some product reviews. They've actually been doing more product reviews on Canadian Family Life as well, and I think it is sponsored videos, if I'm not mistaken, as well. Crafty Witch 232 is coming up. This is Andy. She's on just about every night, creating all kinds of interesting things, including 3D printing, a lot of crochet. You get the idea from some of the thumbnails here, a little bit of what she's got going on, collaborations even with other people. I came to know after many months that this creator actually sells most of what they make. It's the purpose behind making it. I've seen her stuff featured on other channels. Steph from the Gross Bargain Emporium, Steph keeps something that Crafty Witch 232, I believe, sent over for her, and then she keeps it in a Superchat mug that she got as part of a giveaway that we did here a couple year ago or something like that. Crafty Witch 232, well over 5,000 subscribers. This creator's got shorts now into 10,000, 14,000 views. You see all the pop culture references here. She does a lot more crafting. You'll get that idea from her about section, and then live streams on the channel as well. Like I said, she's on almost every day. I haven't caught one of these. She starts like right at my bedtime. My bedtime is, I try to be in bed by 9 p.m. Eastern. But this creator I've caught many times before, probably a dozen times, maybe dozens of times. And she's usually crafting the whole time. And some of these streams go on for hours. She's doing vertical streams. They're doing really well for her, and so helping with the rapid growth of the channel. So hopefully everybody will connect with Crafty Witch 232. She's another over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. We'll spin just for fun, but I'm going to put Have Fun in Nature up. Thank you, everybody, for the time that you spent today. I really do appreciate everybody's every moment everybody can spend. I know not everybody can be here every day, and certainly not for 3 hours every time we stream. I know we got friends that run the stream in the background, and again, I hope everybody will connect with our moderators. I wouldn't be able to do these streams the way they are if it wasn't for their help. Cabaret Universe, good to see you in the house. You're just catching us at the end. Forgive me for the channels we did not get to. We're going to go over to Michael's Adventures right now. We can make more friends over there. He'll be on for half an hour. Have Fun in Nature is a channel I'm still getting to know, but they've been here with us frequently lately, and they've got quite a bit of information on their About section. That's interesting to see. The video I'm taking right now is their latest one. It's a little bit short for what we're doing. Anybody can connect with any video. There's not a right or wrong way, but we try to connect with videos that are 3 minutes or longer. There's plenty of that here. It looks like they're bringing us a lot of homesteading style content, but they do say nature, so they're out bringing us outdoor content a lot of the time. 7,600, 8,700 views on a couple of the shorts here, and live streams as well. They've got one coming up on the 1st of February, so we'll be looking forward to that. I think it's on Sunday. Hopefully I'll catch you for one of these. I got notifications on, and the notification on for the channel, of course. So thank you, everybody. We'll make a quick exit. I'm not going to play the end screen. We're just going to go over